Rustlers offense will take over on the field for their first possession of the evening, starting at their own 40. As we look back at the Rustlers' last game against Orange Coast, they scored 49 points on 493 yards. 277 of those were passing, and they were 15 for 16 on their pass completions. Almost perfect passing in that game. First play from scrimmage, and Rustlers quarterback will get sacked in the backfield.
It's going to be a big test for this Vikings defense tonight. Coach Peabody mentioned to us on Friday, the Rustlers have a dual-threat quarterback who can pass and run, and Will Burns, and they have dangerous receivers on the outside. So containing Burns in the pocket will be a very, very challenge tonight for this Vikings defense.
And they did that just there by swallowing him up in the backfield for a loss of 5. 2nd and 15. Burns will hand off to his running back into a pile and will get a few yards. It's going to be 3rd and long. They're going to spot him up at the 38, so it'll be a 3rd and 12 on this first possession for the Rustlers. The one thing the Rustlers are looking for is another strong game, both offensively and defensively, as they have done all season. And the Vikings are just looking to contain the Rustlers' offense because there are multiple power players on this Rustlers' offense that have shown their strength throughout this season. Burns, snap, right side looking, pocket collapses, down he goes! For the second time in their opening possession, Will Burns gets sacked in the backfield. Vikings defense right there at the start. Strong hustle, never give up attitude.
Well, objective 1 was accomplished. Vikings get a quick victory, a 3-and-out by this Rustlers offense, and now the Vikings are going to get the ball back. So very, very impressive first series by the Long Beach City College Vikings defense.
Matthew Dragich for the Vikings stands at the 25, ready to receive the punt. It will fall just short. He will let it roll. It gets to the 23-yard line, where it will be picked up by the Rustler special teamers. And the Vikings will quickly come back onto the field after both teams swap 3rd-and-outs to start the game. So, Edward, let's go back to your broadcast from Orange Coast, or between these two, between Golden West and Orange Coast 2 weeks ago. What did you see in that game that the Rustlers are going to continue to bring with them tonight?
Well, as Coach Peabody mentioned, Golden West has a defense that is physical and they play very hard. I'm looking at the front four. That front four really gave the Pirates a hard time in their last game at Golden West. I expect to see the same thing here tonight against this Vikings offensive line.
Petty will hand off, and to the right side he runs for a gain of 1 up to the 24. Caleb Foster was the ball carrier for the Vikings. A gain of 1.
Vikings had 301 passing yards last Saturday in their win at the homecoming game. It'll be a challenge tonight if they can do that passing offense against this Rustlers defense.
4 minutes down in the opening quarter. Scoreless.
There's a front four. It looks like there may be pressure on this play by the Rustlers defense. Expect to see a blitz anytime.
Petty, snap. Here comes the blitz. Petty needs to get rid of it. Down he goes. The Rustlers will get their first sack of the evening.
And that's what we were talking about, Sean. The front four, as you saw, the defense changed to a blitz package, and they rushed the lineman. And, again, Petty held that ball for too long. You have to get rid of it or run or do something. You can't take the sack. Can't give up sacks against this defense.
That's going to go down as a loss of 4. It'll be 3rd down and 13 from their own 20-yard line. So it looks like unless the Vikings can get a huge play here, they'll have to punt it away once again.
Well, let's see how the field condition is with the rain that's happened over the past 2 hours.
Petty, snap, looking, left side throws. It's caught. And running out of bounds at the 27, Matthew Berengi runs out of bounds. but not even close to that line to gain. So the special teams will return to the field, and the Vikings will punt it away once again. Another quick 3-and-out forced by the Rustlers defense.
And the defense will be tested early in the contest. The second time a 3-and-out, or actually the third time, because now Golden West will get the ball back. And they may get good field position based on how the weather is with the wind.
Sarmiento back deep once again. John Montoya's kick goes sky high. Sarmiento will call for the fair catch at the 34. So Golden West will get their next possession, starting just a little bit further back from where their first possession began on the night. They started their first possession at the 40. Their next possession will start from their own 34. So just a little bit further back, not too far. But we did see the Vikings defense step up on that first Golden West possession, and they forced a 3-and-out. Can they do the same thing here?
That was a must. You had to set the tone early. The defense has to step up. They did that. Let's see if they can do it here again. And it looks like they're going on a four-front defense.
Burns. Quarterback keeper. Burns will run. This is the threat that we've been looking for. He spins his tackle. He's at the 40, 35. Still going. Now he will finally go out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Will Burns, the dual threat for Golden West. That's something that Coach Peabody said we had to look out for. And boy, did he show it there. He got himself, he got himself, let's see. Got himself about a 30, almost 40-yard run there.
And that's what makes them very, very talented on offense, why they are in first place. This is the method and the formula that they've been using all season. The quarterback run is what's hurting defenses this season against this Rustlers offense.
Hand off to the running back who goes up the middle and gets about 4, maybe 5. His running back was number 9, Beck Walker, the 6'1" sophomore from Sammamish High School in Bellevue, Washington.
Yeah, and that was a 34. Go back to the last play. That was a 34-yard run by Will Burns on that first down play.
Snap. Left side looks incomplete, intended for Walker, and Walker could not come up with it.
And keep in mind, Sean, that the Rustlers also likes to use a 2-quarterback system between Will Burns and the backup quarterback, Camden Stigler. He actually made an appearance in the last game against the Pirates. So look for Golden West to switch up in the quarterback positions throughout the game.
Well, we'll see what Coach Mitchell for Golden West, what he decides to do as this game progresses. Burns alone in his backfield will throw it out to the right side to Walker. He will get the line to gain and a couple more. So that will be a first down for the Rustlers. They're going to spot him at the 21-yard line. Another first down for the Rustlers. Trips left and a back on the left. He will hand off. That's Walker on the handoff. Gets a gain of 3 or 4. Late flag is going to come in from the field judge. We have a late flag fly, possibly on some extracurriculars.
We saw a lot of that last week. And Coach Peabody said there were disciplinary actions during practice this week. He wasn't very happy with those penalties, and let's see what they call here. Hopefully it's not something that'll start again tonight.
The call from our referee this evening.
After the play, personal foul. Defense, number 58. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Not a good way to start for the Vikings defense.
Not when you are giving up a personal foul. That one is going to go against number 58, Mario Rivas from Pauley. He gets called for a personal foul, and that will bring the Rustlers into the red zone for the first time this evening. And it's a 1st and goal from the 10 as that penalty was inside the 20-yard line, so it's half the distance.
And now they can do anything here on first down if they want to pass or go with the quarterback draw run.
Burns, snap, handoff to Walker. He will go to the right side and get taken down. One thing we can say, Edward, is that about 20 minutes before the game started, we were prepping ourselves, and these two teams started getting very chippy on the field.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We saw a lot of
started
talking, and even the referees had to get at midfield to kind of separate them.
This is one of those games where we may see another result as what we
But
saw
it's
last
also
week.
one of those games where you have to play smart and keep your cool. But this is a big game, not talking about just playoffs, but even bowl seeding.
Handoff to Walker, gets himself up to the 3, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Rustlers threatening early. 7.5 remaining in the first quarter.
And keep in mind, Sean, too, Golden West, this is a big game for them, not just for first place. Remember, they lost to San Diego earlier this season.
That's their
so
only
that
loss.
their only loss, that one loss might hurt them when it comes to either playoffs or bowl eligibility. So this is a big game that they might need. Both teams need it tonight.
Burns will keep it, roll out, looking end zone. It's picked off in the end zone.
Very excellent.
In the end zone. Donovan Turner.
Turner did such a good job reading the quarterback's eyes. He got in the way of the receiver and made the interception, bailed his defense out from that penalty, and now they only not got 3 and outs, but they stopped them from scoring.
That was strong. That is what the Vikings needed right there.
So we take a look at the replay. Watch Turner getting in the way of the receivers again. Burns does a good job rolling to his right on the fake, throws it, and again, Turner, number 2, you see, getting in the way of the receiver, reading the eyes of the quarterback, making the interception as we have a penalty marker on the field.
We're going to have a false start against the Vikings. It's going to push.
Legal substitution, offense. 12 players on the field. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Not a good play you want to get after
Correction.
making an interception.
Not a false start. It's too many men on the field for the Vikings.
Sounds like there was a miscount on offense.
Jet Petty checks in with the referee to make sure he's good to go. He's got T.W. Crozier there on his left. Well, correction, Crozier in motion will receive the handoff and go up the field on the left side. Spins a tackle, then will get shoved and run out of bounds at the 26. So it's a gain of 6. No, sorry, it's a gain of 11. Bringing up a 2nd and 4. One thing that, going back to the defense there and the penalty, one thing Coach Peabody did tell us is that this week the Vikings cannot afford to give Golden West any free first downs.
No, they cannot. And against the Pirates, Golden West actually gave the Pirates 5 free first downs in the first quarter with offsides penalty. 2 of them were on 4th down where they could have got stopped or the ball back. And keep in mind, Golden West does lead in penalties.
They do. They have the most penalties this season. They lead in conference. They've been penalized the most than any other school in the conference.
And I'm not sure if you want to lead in that category when it comes to making penalties.
Not really. There's a pass that's complete on the left side. Bumps a tackle and gets more. Dylan Clark, we saw him last week get a touchdown, and he will continue that run this week with the reception.
And Dylan Clark shows his strength on offense. He took a hit from a defender, did not go down, got an extra couple yards, and now the Vikings are marching.
To the 44 Clark got before he was finally taken down. Petty. Handoff to Khalil Warren. He'll go to his left side, and he will get taken. Oh, look out. Come on now, guys. Don't start doing that. Don't start mobbing your sideline just because one thing goes. That's not what. Oh, we have
an injured player on the
Khalil
field.
Warren has gone down after that play.
Officials timeout for injury.
Yeah, the Vikings players were not happy on the sideline after that tackle.
Khalil Warren ran to his left side and got a gain of about 3 before being tackled out of bounds. And it looked like he may have gotten a little bit of a spear to his midsection on the tackle. That's probably why he went down.
So
We'll take a look here and see what happened. So Petty will take the snap. I'm sorry, this is on Dylan Clark's catch. This is not on Khalil.
Yeah, watch. He took the hit from the defender, and he stayed on his feet, picked up about extra 10, almost 15 more yards after contact.
That was a good run for Khalil, who this week he's actually changed his number again. So last week he changed his number from 24 to 25, and this week he's going back to 24. So now Khalil is up. That's a good sign. He's going to walk over to the medical tent for the Vikings, and he'll get himself checked out just to make sure everything's okay. Gain of 1 is officially what they will mark him at, so it'll be a 2nd and 9 from the 45-yard line.
Clark is in motion. Watch out for him on this play. He might get the ball.
Petty with 1 on his left. Snap. Left side, quick throw. Still moving. Finally goes out of bounds at the 49 of Golden West.
And Petty did a good job on that last play. He saw the defender coming, the pressure coming, was able to get rid of it in time before taking a sack. And again, setting up for a third down and 2.
3rd and 2 from the 48. Vikings need to get this first down to keep this offense moving and stay on the field. The longer the offense stays on the field, the more chance they have of winning.
Oh, nice play by the Rustlers.
Rustlers defense saw it coming, and they knew exactly what to do.
And that's one concern for the coaching staff of the Vikings. The Rustlers defense can play physical and play hard, and you saw in that play, they can stop the run, which they've done so well all season long.
So instead of a possible first down, Vikings will be forced to punt it away on a little bit of a longer drive this time. John Montoya will punt from around the 40-yard line is probably where the punt will go. And once again, Robert Sarmiento is back deep for Golden West to receive.
It's like a stoppage
We
play.
have a flag on the play.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Vikings
Not sure
took
if-
too long.
Not sure if there was a confusion there or they were planning maybe going for a fake, one shirt.
Vikings took too long to run the kick, so they'll be pushed back 5 yards. So now Montoya is standing at his own 30. Sarmiento still back deep. Montoya's kick from the 35 lands at the 25, and that is where the Vikings will pick it up. It was, I'm looking at the wrong paper here. Give me 1 second. It was Steele LeBoucher who grabbed the ball at the 25. So that is where Golden West's offense will retake the ball after a 29-yard punt. A little bit longer, 35 over to the 25. A little bit longer than that. Burns, another design run. He will get away from his tacklers. Finally brought down at the 45.
And again, the quarterback fake handoff, quick draw, following his blockers again for the 2nd time. Goes up the field.
That's
Long yard play.
That's another one of those design runs that we were warned about from Coach Peabody. That's Golden West. They know how to work it, and the design run just happens to work for them.
And you notice after every play they do the quarterback draw runs, they go back into running the ball. Try to keep the defense on their heels.
Cordell Shields made the stop on that last play. Don't forget, folks, it got dark here fairly quickly this evening. Don't forget, tonight, turn back your clocks at 1:59. Clocks turn back to 1. As Burns' pass is complete, and he will spin a tackle, and he is gone.
Touchdown.
End zone. Rustlers will strike first.
That was the one threat that we were warned about.
Colin Payne, the wide receiver, caught Burns' pass, and he spun his tacklers and was able to evade it, and he worked his way free, and away he went.
And Colin Payne is one of those dangerous receivers on the outside. In the last game against the Pirates, he had 2 big catches for 69 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. Kick is good.
Fernando Mancia's kick is good. So, with 2:51 remaining in the first quarter, the Rustlers strike first on offense.
So we take a look at the replay of the touchdown again. We talked about how great Will Burns is when it comes to running and passing. Again,
Looked like that pass might have actually been tipped.
but
when
missed
it was
tackling.
thrown.
We saw the missed tackle, and then the receiver goes in there for a block. He was able to get away, and he smelled the end zone. He got 6 points, 7 points now for the Rustlers. Message sent.
Well, the Vikings defense was able to hold them off for 12 minutes before their first score. Unfortunately, it's more than a field goal. It's a touchdown for the Rustlers.
And that was the longest play of the night so far, 46 yards on that pass to Colin Payne.
So the Vikings will have to work again. I will say this is a very interesting kick setup here. You've got four people on one side and 6 on the other, and they run in, and then we'll take off. So that's a little interesting. On the return for the Vikings is Matthew Berengi. He picked it up at about the 10 and returned it to the 30. Looks like that's where they're going to spot him, maybe 1 yard back at the 29. Yeah, they're saying 29-yard line for Matthew Berengi, so it's a 19-yard pickup on the return for Matthew Berengi. So Jet Petty will return with the offense and start from the 29. Trips left is the setup. Petty, snap, quick throw, left side, caught. And he gets more after the touch. Matthew Dragic on the completion. Needed 10, he got more. Got 12 on that catch. Vikings get the first down, looking for a hurry-up offense.
They want to respond back, Sean, after the defense wasn't able to stop them, trying to get a response back and tie this game up.
Bad snap and a bad handoff from Petty. Swallowed up in the backfield was Caleb Foster, and that's a loss. Nowhere to go was Foster.
Again, the
Golden
defense,
West was there.
Defense, again, sniffing the ball. They can stop the run.
Vikings now even it up, 2-2, with one back. That's Caleb Foster on the right side of Petty. Quick pass once again, right side, caught by Tyson Bordeaux at the 50. He is just short of the line to gain. He's at the 50. Line to gain is the 49. 3rd and 1. Very close on the second effort, but wasn't able to reach. But he got him close enough. 3rd and 1 now.
Very interesting call. We can see whether it be a handoff or a quick pass.
Here we go. Petty, handoff up the middle. Second effort.
Maybe short.
I think he got it.
And the helmet went flying on the field, too.
I think, did he get it? It looks like he may have gotten there.
It looks like they're calling it 4th down from up here.
First down, Vikings.
Nice job by the Vikings offense, going physical head-to-head with that Rustlers defensive line, able to make that push, get beyond the line, and the first down, as they always say, move those chains.
Move them. He needed one. He got it. on the second effort after being swallowed up by the defense. Second effort got him to that line to gain. So a first down for the Vikings. Petty will be by himself in the backfield.
Almost an offsides.
Trips on the left. Now Caleb Foster will rotate back to right next to him. Petty, handoff.
Here comes the pressure.
Quick pass, in and out of his intended receiver. Samaj Dunn was over there on the left side, could not get it.
And again, the Rustlers defense with that front four, with that pressure.
I think you were about to say Hustlers, yeah.
Almost did.
Golden West is a bit of a hustle team. They can hustle.
They can hustle on defense, and we've seen that so far in this first quarter.
Second and 10 from the 49.
They might come again on this drive or this play.
Same thing with a trips left and Foster behind him on the right. Petty this time will dump it off quickly. Pass will be caught for a couple yards on the gain. Matthew Dragic with the catch.
And again, the Rustlers defense knowing where the ball's at, tackling the runner. And this is going to be an interesting third down call, which is third down and 10.
3rd and 7. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Petty telling Matthew Berengi where to go, where to line up. Play clock is not on, so we have no idea what the timing is. The back judge should have it, but the play clock is not running. That's probably because there's less time. It's probably because there's less time in the first quarter for them not to turn on the play clock. Petty, pressure coming quick, snap, throw. Caught at the 39. That's good for another Vikings first down. Tyson Bordeaux with his second catch of the game.
Bordeaux had great catches last week against the Pirates in the homecoming game. Put up some good numbers, and again, third down receiving.
The end of the first quarter.
That will take us to the end of the first quarter. Your score, Golden West 7, your Vikings 0. Yet to get on the board, but they are threatening as the offense is still on the field. They're into Rustler territory. They're still pushing. They have a fresh set of downs to start the second quarter from the Rustlers' 39-yard line. Now, Edward, we really just have to be looking for some good connections here. You know, it's one of those, this is one of those games that offense and defense, everybody needs to be on the same page and play this game like it's their last.
Well, in the first 3 drives, it was a chess battle between defense against offense and offense against defense, but the Rustlers were able to kind of break that chess match, and now they're up by 1 score. And going back to that touchdown drive, they scored on 3 plays, 75 yards in 3 plays, and it took about 1 minute and 5 seconds for them to get that touchdown. So they can score quick or they can score a little longer, but that offense, the Vikings are going to have to contain as we get deeper into the game.
Here we go, the start of the second quarter. Caleb Foster deep in the backfield behind Jet Petty. Trips left, Petty, handoff to Foster. He'll go to the left side and get himself a few yards. Gain of about 2 or 3. Looks like they're going to give him 2 on that one. Second down and 8 from the 37. More hurry up. Rustlers defense not ready for the play. They've got that front 4. Like you said, Edward, there's that front 4 waiting. Snap. Petty. Here it comes. Pressure. He evades it once.
Now he runs into the Rustlers
now
defense.
he'll go for the run. But there was nowhere for him to throw to. So he'll go down, but he did get a few yards there. So it brings the Vikings closer. Gain of 3. Third down and 5. Samaj Dunn and Matthew Dragic on the near side. quick pass, nowhere near where it has to go.
And Sean, I looked at the head linesman on the sideline. He had his penalty marker getting ready to throw it, but at the last second decided not to throw it.
Will we see the Vikings go for it here on 4th down? It looks like they will. This could either be good or bad for the Vikings. We'll find out right now. If they get it, good. If not, then Golden West takes over from the 34. Petty looking. Here comes pressure. Hit as he throws.
There's a penalty marker late.
Here comes a late flag from the line judge. I think we're going to have a pass interference call against Golden West, and that may give the Vikings a 1st down.
Yeah, if this is on the Rustlers, it'll be a 1st down for the Vikings. Could be a big break for them. But
Now,
Petty took a hit on that 4th down.
Jet Petty took a smack as he threw that ball. Here comes the call. We're going to find out right now.
Before the pass, holding. Defense, number 22.
Ouch.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
And that's going to give the Vikings a fresh set of downs.
Vikings will get 10 free yards on a costly holding mistake by Aaron Mitchell.
And we mentioned earlier that Golden West leads in penalties.
Or is that defense? I'm sorry. No, he's listed as a running back. But the referee said 22, and on our sheet we have that as Aaron Mitchell.
And Jet Petty looks like he's okay. He took a big hit on that last play.
We'll see. Well, quarterbacks do tend to have that extra padding around their abdomen to protect themselves from those kinds of hits. Still a little unnecessary. I mean, that pressure was right in his face, and he was smart to just dump it off and try and get a throw in. And the Vikings got lucky on the holding call.
But I'm sure Coach Peabody doesn't want to see his star quarterback take hits like that.
No, of course not. He was probably wanting a roughing the passer call because the ball.
And it looked like
it was more simultaneous as Petty, quick pass, caught at the 15. Matthew Dragic with the catch.
Brandon Solio, number 56, on that tackle. Wow, what a hit! We mentioned this Rustlers defense likes to play physical.
These guys are tough.
They are tough on defense. They like to play physical.
Get some hits going here. Just short, it's 2nd and inches for the Vikings. Petty will send a man in motion. Quick pass to his man. And he will go out of bounds at the 4. Matthew Berengi was the receiver. He sent him in motion, and the quick pass was there.
The Vikings doing a good job.
1st and goal. Vikings are threatening now for the first time.
And Sean, the Vikings are doing a good job when it comes to staying on the field. 12 plays is a 13th play of this current drive, which was extended, by the way, because of the 4th down penalty.
1st and goal. Dump off. Whoa, man.
Did the ball come out? Rustlers are saying there's a fumble on the field, and they have it, and they do.
No. They are calling Caleb Foster down by contact. Foster's down on the field after taking that hit.
Rolling on the field, the runner was down before the fumble. Timeout for injury.
Got a little excited there. Look at the Rustlers for saying that they had the ball, but referee says down by contact.
Foster was down by contact before the ball came out, and as we all know, the ball cannot, the ground cannot force a fumble.
Last play, here we go.
We're going to take a look at that 1st and goal play. Petty with a quick little flick to Caleb Foster. Foster got to the 10, went up in the air, and came down hard at the 5. Then the ball came out after he hit the ground.
And it was nice to see him getting off the field on his own power, and that's a good sign.
Rain still continuing to fall here. Petty looking, back corner, nowhere close. And Petty, was his receiver.
Petty tried to do what Burns did earlier, roll to the right, throw the ball to the corner of the end zone, but unfortunately it was incomplete. And yes, it looks like the drizzle rain is starting to come down again here at the vet.
The rain is falling. It's coming down a little bit harder now than what it has been.
Well, it
3rd and goal from the 4. This is need to get in the end zone for the Vikings here.
The Rustlers might bring pressure on this play. But it is that time of year where the rain starts coming down.
Petty. Snap. Pressure. Hit again as he threw. Again. No flag on the hit. The ball sailed through the back of the end zone. That's the second time that we have seen Jet Petty take a hit from the Rustlers
I was actually
defense.
going to bring that up. That's twice on the same drive, and it looks like the Vikings are going to play it safe and go for a field goal. Try to get on the board.
Eric Savala will go onto the field to attempt the first field goal of the night, and at least get the Vikings on the board.
The Rustlers defense or sideline is yelling, "Block that kick."
This will be a 21-yard field goal for Savala. Kick is up, and it's well good.
Well, Sean, that caps off a 16-play, 67-yard drive for the Vikings, but unfortunately they were only able to get 3.
Well, they may have just had to settle for 3, but you do still have the entire...
Still a long way to go, yes.
There's still plenty of ball game left to play. You've got the rest of the second quarter. Regroup at halftime, come back out to start the second half, and just...
Well, it's one of those big games, as we mentioned, the big game tonight for both teams. And then the decision-making was very crucial. You had, do you want to go for it this early or get points on the board?
Absolutely.
And that was the right call. Get points on the board. Still plenty of time left in the game. And the Vikings defense did play well in the first quarter, minus the touchdown drive. But they've been playing toe-to-toe with this Rustlers defense.
They have. It took them, they were able to hold off the Rustlers for 12 minutes in that opening quarter before they scored that first touchdown.
And Golden West hasn't been known to score right away.
Back deep to receive the kick from Eric Savala for Golden West is number 80, Bruce Whitley. He's one of them back there. Kick will go to the end zone. Return to the 20. And now he will step out of bounds at the 26. That's where they will officially say he stepped out of bounds. So it's a 26-yard return after picking it up from the goal line. And the Rustlers will return to the field on offense.
And a very good first quarter for Will Burns, Sean. First quarter for passing, 2 of 4 for 53 yards. Has a touchdown pass, had the interception earlier in the game. But his rushing, he's leading the team in rushing. 4 carries, 55 yards, averaging almost 14 yards a carry.
Well, that's what we know him to be. He's a dual threat, as he will hand off on this first play and get to the 31 before being brought down by the Vikings defense. Kendrick Thomas was the ball carrier for Golden West.
And that was his second attempt at running the ball. He only had 1 carry for 3 yards in that first quarter.
Second and 5, a gain of 5 on that run. Burns, handoff. Continuing to push forward. They are going to mark him 1 yard short. They'll put him at the 35. That's where they're going to say his knees were down.
Well, the Rustlers are doing what they did 2 weeks ago against the Pirates, running the ball, trying to tire down the defense. Once they have the defense on the ropes, then they attacked with their passing offense. And so far, they're running the ball effectively and getting first downs. Most importantly, draining the clock as well.
Burns for the first time under center. It's a tush push on third down. Did he get there? I don't think he did. I think he's just short.
It'll depend on the where the ball is spotted at.
I think he's going to be just short of that line to gain. It'll be 4th down. Yes. 4th down. Burns was under center for the first time, and he was trying to get that tush push that we see made famous by the Philadelphia Eagles. And it
Don't
did.
they have that ban now in the NFL by any
No.
chance? It's still
No,
active.
it's still
I heard
there.
someone told me that it wasn't that no longer allowed.
I think it should be.
Although they might do it again. They might go for it again here.
On fourth and inches, Burns.
Oh, offsides.
We're gonna have a false start. That's a costly mistake.
You see both teams pointing at each other, being guilty for the penalty.
That's gonna be a costly mistake if it's on the Rustlers. That'll push them back 5 yards.
Two things. If it's on the Rustlers, it'll be 4th down and 6. If it's on the Vikings, it's going to be a 1st down for them. Referees are having a conversation, so this might be a tough choice.
They're trying to see who moved first. Did the Rustlers move first, or did they force the Vikings off sides?
Prior to the snap, full start. Offense, fullback. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 4th down.
Very, very fortunate
That
for the
hurts.
Vikings. Fortunate for the Vikings because that could have been the 1st down, and it looks like they're going to punt now. So very, very costly mistake by the Rustlers.
From 4th and 1 on a tush-push play to 4th and 6 for the Rustlers, and they are.
Yeah, they were going to do that play again from the formation.
They were forced to punt now. So Matthew Dragic currently stands at the 35. Here is the kick. It's blocked!
The block! Block for the Vikings!
End zone touchdown!
Vikings coming up with a pressure on 4th down. Finally get the block punt, and they executed with a touchdown. But it looks like, is there a penalty marker on the field?
No. Is there?
Looks like at the Vikings 28, there's a penalty marker.
If this stands, Caleb Sells has himself his first defensive block and score of the season.
Yeah, Sean, the penalty marker is at the Vikings 33-yard line. Unless that was from earlier.
Illegal substitution, 12 on the field. Defense.
Oh, no.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay 4th down.
Talk about a turn of events. First, the Rustlers try to go for it on 4th down. They get called for a false start. The Vikings on the next play get a block punt for a touchdown, but they are called for too many men on the field. And now we are back to where we were at 4th and 1. What a turn of events in the last 2 plays.
That is not what you want to see. You had Caleb Sells with his first defensive scoop and score on a blocked punt attempt, taken away by illegal substitution on the Vikings. They're still going to punt it. I just say do it again, Caleb. Get up there and do it again.
Coach Peabody is not happy. We just saw a glimpse on the sideline. He is not happy with that call. That could have given the Vikings the lead.
It's not going to block it this time. It's a short punt. Oh, boy.
Penalty marker.
There's going to be a block in the back.
And little extra activities.
We're going to have, it's going to be an illegal blindside block on the Vikings, so that's going to push them back 15 yards from the end of the kick.
That's got to be.
There was a blindside block by the Vikings special teams at the 41-yard line. That's why you have the flags come in. And yeah, that's yikes.
Talk about the momentum shift. That could have given the Vikings the lead.
It looked like things were starting to go the right way.
During the return, personal foul, blindside block, kicking team, number 56.
Oh!
15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Wow, they're calling that on the Rustlers.
I stand corrected.
It looked like it was on the Vikings from
it's
up here.
It's a blindside block on the Rustlers.
And Sean, I think it was Seth Misa, number 41. He was upset at something when the penalty marker came in. That may have been where the tackle penalty came from.
I'm perplexed. I was thinking this was a blindside block on the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings were going back, but then they turned around and said, no, it's on the Rustlers.
Petty flips to T.W. Crozier. He'll go to the right side, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and then get taken down. No gain. Back to the line of scrimmage he got before he was tackled out of bounds. So TW picks up, and there was no gain. Second and 10 after the run from T.W. Crozier. Petty looking for the play call. He'll get it. Looking right side. And he will just overshoot his man by about 10 yards. That ball was nowhere close to being caught. The intended receiver there was P.J. Holmes, but he could not get it.
And again, the defense bringing up pressure on the offensive line. Petty threw that ball, but didn't get the distance he wanted. He was about five yards overthrown from the receiver.
Brings up a 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. Petty, snap, looking left side, throw, caught, but not enough for the first down. It was caught by Dylan Clark for a gain of 6. Offense will stay on the field. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Hurry up offense, no huddle. 2 by 2. Foster moves to the left side. Snap, Petty, pressure coming, and there he goes. Rustlers defense got to him. They sent the blitz, and it got through to Petty before he could get the ball off.
The Vikings did not give up many sacks last week against the Pirates. And again, the Rustlers, who played good defense, who were very physical, came out on 4th down with the pressure again. Finally got Jet Petty when it counted, and now the ball goes over to the Rustlers offense.
This time, no flag against the Rustlers, so the Vikings will not get a free first down on that play.
It's going to be up to the Vikings defense to get the momentum back and get a stop.
8:23 remaining in the first half, and we will have a timeout taken by Golden West.
And Sean,
Timeout, Golden West. They're first of the half.
Timeout.
Jet Petty's numbers so far in the game, he's 10 of 17 for 92 yards. Dylan Clark, leading receiver, 2 catches, 25 yards. Matthew Dragic, 3 catches, 24 yards. So he's able to find his receivers out there. But again, the Rustlers defense give them a hard time when it comes to throwing the football. As you've seen the last 3 passes, he's overthrown his receivers because of that Rustlers pressure.
When they send the blitz straight through the line and he's got 4 men coming at him right in his face and he tries to dump it off, he just can't get it to his guy.
2 things you have to do when that happens. You either have to throw that ball away, live to fight another day, or take that sack and get the yard loss. And in this case, he's thrown it away, which is good. He's avoided the sack until that 4th down play.
So here we go. Rustlers will take over from their own 46 or 47. Burns, quick pass,
intercepted.
Picked off! It's picked off!
Interception by the Vikings. They're second of the night.
Another pick. Jonah Martinez on the pick.
And Will Burns took a hit on that pass and looked like the pass was underthrown as a result of the pressures. We take a look at the replay. Watch Will Burns right before he passed. Again, the Vikings defense taking a page out of the Rustlers defensive playbook.
Hit as he threw.
It was underthrown
And
from the hit.
Martinez was right there. Threw it right to him. It was a man-on-man. And Jonah Martinez was victorious in the end.
And
He
again,
grabbed
the
it.
Rustlers gave the ball up back to the Vikings.
Petty fakes the handoff, throws, incomplete. Intended for T.W. Crozier. Was in and out of his hands. He was hit as he was looking to get the ball.
Yeah, Crozier actually was trying to get possession of the ball, but he was hit by a defender and was not able to complete the catch.
2nd and 10. Trips on the right. Foster on his left, along with Samaj Dunn. Handoff to Foster. He will get a couple yards, but not much. He'll get 1. They'll spot him at the 20. I'm sorry, that is not Caleb Foster. That's Devin Samples.
Devin Samples, a 5'7" freshman out of Long Beach Poly. And the Vikings are on 3rd down.
3rd and 9 after an interception.
Got to take advantage of these turnovers.
They really need to. That's one thing they're struggling is on these turnovers. The turnovers are not resulting. Petty, plenty of room to throw, and it's caught. Matthew Dragic.
That's his 4th catch of the night, and a very important catch. Move those chains.
That's good for about 20. 17 officially is the mark. Vikings with another 1st down on a 3rd and long. The Vikings offensive linemen were able to keep the Rustlers defense at bay on that last pass. Quick pass to the right side, caught. T.W. Crozier will get a few more.
There's a penalty marker at the 39.
Down. Penalty flag on the play.
Looks like this one might come back.
Could be a hold on the Vikings. And that may be an error, a costly error there. And push them back another 10 yards.
And the offense is going back.
Comes the call.
Play, holding, offense, number 6. 10-yard spot on the foul. Remains 1st down.
Matthew Dragic guilty of the call, but this is not a good time to be playing chess when it regards to a penalty.
Not at all. And as an official myself, I can say that when it comes to holding penalties, the officials will throw their flag on a hold if it is on that, if the play goes to that side of the field and the hold affects the outcome of the play. That is when we are told to throw our flags.
So how many times do you throw the penalty for holding then?
Not very many because
there's another one flag on the play.
No, I don't. Is there?
There it is right there.
Where's it at?
Penalty markers at the
right
29.
Right in the middle. Okay.
So how many times do you throw the penalty marker for that?
Is this going to back the Vikings up another 10 yards? Let's find out. Referee's talking to his officials.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 96. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. 1st down.
And Rustlers are giving the Vikings a free 1st down.
Okay. So we have a face mask penalty called against the Rustlers, and that's a costly error on the defense. So that will give the Vikings a free 1st down and put them into Rustlers territory at the Rustlers 49-yard line, just across midfield. Now the Vikings really need to take advantage of this. Petty, handoff. Up for 6. Devin Samples carried the ball for 6.
Look, the Vikings are going on a quick no huddle.
Trying to catch the defense off guard. Now they'll slow it down and get their play call from the sideline.
Looks like the Rustlers are going to go on a 4-front pressure.
Marcus Guzman and Matthew Dragic are on the near side. Petty will hand off to Samples, who will scramble up the middle for a gain of 2.
And the
So
Vikings,
that'll set up a 3rd down and short. It'll be 3rd and 3.
the Vikings are doing a good job making sure that they stay even with running and passing. No need to abandon the run game at this point. It's going well for them. They should just keep going even on pass and run to get the Rustlers defense off guard.
From the 32 go the Vikings on a 3rd and 3. Quick pass back. That was not a very smart play. That brings the Vikings back to the 45. Devin Samples tried to get more, but could not.
Golden West defense actually smelled that play. They were there within 2 seconds to make the stop.
So it's a 4th and 6.
And for the second time, the Vikings unable to take advantage of the interception.
So John Montoya will be back at his own 40 to kick it away. Sarmiento to receive. That's going to take a nice Viking roll all the way down to the 3-yard line. What an excellent punt from John Montoya. He punted that from about the 40. So you're talking...
Talk about a bad starting spot for the Rustlers offense at the near your own end zone.
You're talking, he started at the 40 and it ended at the 3. So you're talking a good probably 55, 60 yard, close to 60 yards goes the ball on the roll. So the Rustlers will take over. This is the deepest point that we have seen either offense
and
take
you
over
look at
on the ball.
Vikings defense may bring pressure on this first down. Here they come.
Quick pass. It's caught, bobbled, but caught. It's a foot race. 50, 40. Now he will go out of bounds at the 30.
Trey Nelson, the receiver on that play, and he did a good job. He did a good job juggling and took off with it.
On the catch and run was Trey Nelson.
Talk about concentration. I believe we have a replay of that pass. Watch Nelson, 88.
Wide
Look at that.
open.
Concentrating, able to make the catch and turn on the boosters. 2 Vikings behind him, still can't catch him. Takes about another 20 yards downfield. First down. So we get back to live action.
Beck Walker on
What
the
a
handoff
catch,
from
though.
Will Burns.
What a catch.
That was an excellent catch from I forget his name. Nelson.
But everyone's trying. I've seen a lot of players try to mimic Odell Beckham's catch, but this catch, I think, beats Odell Beckham's one-handed catch. I mean, think about it: juggling, catch it, you take off running.
Well, yes and no. I mean, this is just junior college football. But yes, when you make plays like that on offense and continue to hold the ball and not drop it, especially in the rain, that's good.
I don't know if you can do that, right, Sean?
Burns, handoff. To Beck Walker. He'll get up to the 20. That's good enough for a first down. Or will it be? No, that'll be... If they spot it at the 20, that's good enough for a Rustlers first down. And it will be. They're going to send Trey Nelson off for one play because he took his helmet off after the play was over. So they will send him off for one play. He was still on the field when he took his helmet off, so that was not very smart. Burns, handoff up the middle.
Fumble!
Ball comes loose.
Vikings
will pick it up.
The third turnover of the half by the Rustlers. Again, the Vikings taking advantage of costly mistakes by the Rustlers. You don't see that often. Take a look at the replay.
Picked up by Mookie Davis. The ball came out. It is wet tonight, so this ball is a little bit slippery. It was Beck Walker who couldn't hold on to the ball, and it was forced out. And Mookie Davis fell on top of it and got it. With 3.5 left in the first half, the Vikings get their third turnover of the half. 2 of them on an interception, 1 on a fumble. Now the Vikings will have to look and try and get to the end zone. This will be a long play if they can get there.
They still have 3 timeouts.
From the 8, handoff, middle, there he goes. Spins a tackle. Now he'll go down at the 40.
Talk about the Vikings needing a big play. They just got one right now by their running back.
Devin Samples on the run will get a good run of about, it's got to be 30 yards on the run there because the ball was spotted at the 9.
Again, Devin, good job looking at the hole open and takes off, and look at that play, look at that move.
He had the entire Rustlers defense
chasing
running
him.
after him. Back live. Petty will hand off to Samples again. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Caleb Foster this time. He will get 8. 2nd and 2. Vikings are hurrying.
And that play, the last play by Samples, the longest play of the night so far for that Vikings offense tonight.
2nd and 2 from the 47. Vikings looking to get into the end zone before the end of the half and take a hopefully 10-7 lead into the second half. Petty's handoff to Foster. He will get...
You often don't see the Rustlers defense chasing running backs after they pass the line of scrimmage, and good job by the Vikings offense with the blocks.
It's going to be a loss of 1. So 3rd and 3 from the 46.
Keep in mind that the Rustlers deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half.
Petty with Foster on his right side. And 3 over there as well as a receiver. Foster with the carry. They should know. The official just moved the ball back.
That's very strange.
The official just moved the ball back.
That's an interesting call.
That's the 2-minute timeout. Officials timeout. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
We have reached the 2-minute timeout. Now I have to say here, Edward, correct me if I'm wrong, but did Caleb Foster not go down at the 49, which is the line to gain, and then the official moved the ball back 1 yard?
You're seeing the same game as I am, and I saw the same thing too. I'm not sure what happened there.
Please set the game clock to 2 minutes.
We have the 2-minute timeout. The official is trying to get the clock operator to reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
I'm not sure we have a replay of that last play because they went backwards instead of forwards. Should have been a first down.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
There we go. Okay, so we have 2 minutes now back on the clock. 4th and 1, or 4th and inches here. I still don't see how they did not give Caleb Foster the first down.
They must have seen something we didn't.
And now they have to punt it away. I don't understand. I'm perplexed. Either
Not
way,
the only one.
John Montoya, kick goes to...
Uh-oh, here we go.
Uh-oh. Hang on now, guys. Come on.
It's not a good time for this to happen.
Come on now. This is not what you want. Don't
You know
want
it's a big game, but you don't want to hurt yourself with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
So, again, like you said, Edward, I don't know if we are able to get a replay on that play before the 2-minute timeout. But I do believe that Caleb Foster got to that line to gain, and then the official moved the ball back 1 yard and did not give them the line to gain.
Unless he was ruled down before going advanced, I'm not sure why they did that. Could be a hurtful play that could hurt the Vikings later on. Let's hope it doesn't. Meanwhile, the Rustlers have the ball, and they have 2 timeouts.
Burns with a hole will go down as he had no one to throw it to.
That was a good job by the Vikings defense to not let him go, keep him in the pocket. Vikings have 3 timeouts, Sean. I'm not sure if this is a good time to call a timeout. Save some time, try to get a score before the half.
Burns to the end zone. Now he'll roll to his left and throw it. Did he catch it? Yes, he did.
Burns again doing what he does best, rolling out to his right.
Noah Burdick was the receiver. And now Long Beach will take their first timeout.
Timeout, Long Beach, their first of the half.
Gain of 9 for Noah Burdick.
We have a replay of that last play. Watch Will Burns. He does this very well. Rolls to his right. See the pressure by the Vikings defense coming, able to escape.
Now, I don't know so much about 68 here. I think he had a little bit of a hold on the Vikings defender there. But Burdick was able to come up with the ball and keep his knees on the turf inbounds before sliding out of bounds. So officially it'll go down as a gain of 9, so it'll be a 3rd and 1 for the Rustlers. Minute 15 left in the first half.
You know, they tried to do that quarterback sneak last time. They tried on it twice and weren't able to convert. Let's see if they're going to try to at least do that or go with the traditional shotgun snap, which I think they are doing that.
Burns in the gun. Keeps it and will be taken down by the Vikings.
He got away from one hit,
but he did get the first down.
Barely gets the first down, Sean. He took one hit the first time, and that second time around, he was able to go beyond the scrimmage line and get the first down, and the clock continues to move as we approach a minute left in the first half.
Sets up a fresh set of downs for Golden West. Burns, quick pass,
he overthrows his receiver.
Well overthrown. The intended receiver there was Trey Nelson. He had to jump for it, but couldn't come down with it. That would have been an impressive catch if he was able to come up with that. Clock stops. 54 seconds. 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. Burns, snap, looking. Here comes the pressure. Rolling out, throws, and he'll just throw it away. And there's not going to be any intentional grounding because Burns was out of the pocket, even though there wasn't really anybody in the area.
That was an interesting call. You wondered if they were going to run the ball just to run out the clock, but not sure if the Rustlers are trying to get more points on the board. That was a very interesting call on 2nd down, especially with 48 seconds left in the first half.
And you know what, Edward, as we look towards the second half, I think the turning point of this game, the Vikings could have had a lead going into the second half, but it all came back to when the defense got caught with too many men on the field after that, on that scoop and score.
I just think the first half, the title of the first half will be missed opportunities. They've had 3 turnovers.
Timeout, Long Beach, their 2nd of the half.
Long Beach takes their 2nd timeout.
They had 3 turnovers. They were not able to take advantage of those 3 turnovers. And I believe it was missed opportunities there. Usually turnovers can lead to points, but the Vikings were not able to do that in the first half. And then you talk about the punt. The block punt that could have given them the lead was negated with a penalty.
They got caught on that block punt. They got caught with too many men on the field at the time of the snap. And in college, it's a delayed penalty. They don't kill the play right away. It's a delayed penalty. The Vikings could have that was the turning point there. The Vikings had many a chance to take the lead in this first half. But
yeah, instead of looking at a 10-7 halftime lead, it's a 7-3, most likely a halftime lead.
And Golden West gets the ball back to start the second half. 40 seconds left in the first half coming out of this timeout. It'll be a punt. Matthew Dragic deep to receive. Kick is up, lands at the 44. Dragic will pick it up and will be taken down at the 38, 37. No, 36. We'll just go. We'll just keep counting back. 38, 37, no, 36.
You do need that extra sleep tonight, Sean.
So, do you see the with 30 seconds left, one timeout? Do the Vikings try a couple Hail Marys here to try
with
and
the
get in
field
the end
position,
zone?
with the field position they have right now, your best bet is just to run out the clock, go into half. It's a close game, still anybody's game. Just make adjustments to come out and make a better adjustment in the second half.
Khalil Warren was the intended receiver on Petty's last pass. Threw it too short, could not get it to him. 2nd and 10 from the 36.
But the Vikings might try to go and get a field goal before the half is over.
They have one timeout and 25 seconds. If they can get the first down and more and get to where Eric Savala can kick it from, they can spike it and clock the ball. Petty with pressure coming, evades, but now he'll go down.
Fumble.
He loses the ball, and the Rustlers will pick it up.
Are they calling that a fumble or incomplete?
And Petty, with the disappointment in his eyes as he went down, he lost the football.
We have a replay. They're going to call it a fumble. Again, Petty trying to make something happen, held onto the ball too long, was pointing at a receiver, and again, the pressure was there and the ball came out. And again, Sean, I said this about before the play, it was best to just run out the clock, go into the half with a 7-3. Now the Rustlers have an opportunity to get a field goal.
And make it a 10-point
And they have
game,
2 timeouts left.
Make it a 7-point game as we go into halftime. We talk about the half. What is it that Coach Peabody needs to... Uh-oh. Whoa!
Oh, nice.
Oh,
What a
my
tackle.
goodness. Wow.
And that was something that the Vikings did not want to happen. 7 seconds left. Inside the 20, they have an opportunity to get 3.
Mookie Davis gets the tackle. Golden West will take their second time.
Golden West.
Timeout.
Timeout taken
Golden
by the
West.
Rustlers.
Look at the replay. Watch at the end of the play
Burns dumped it off.
on the screen.
Dumped it off to Kendrick Thomas, his running back.
Now watch at the end of the play.
Goes for the knees and gets him. But Kendrick Thomas just gets upended.
Wow.
I'm surprised he held on to the football.
Very fortunate that he wasn't injured.
Look at that pose.
And it looked like his right shoulder broke the fall. So very fortunate that he wasn't injured as a result of that.
He's lucky that he held on to the ball after taking that hit. That was a rough hit.
I think they'll see those in football, mostly in the WWE ring. See, that's what they call a moonsault wrestling move, if I'm not mistaken.
7 seconds. Rustlers looking to add some insurance. End zone.
Almost had it.
Incomplete. No flags. 2 seconds now. Rustlers will have one more opportunity. No. They're going to send the field goal unit out onto the field to attempt a...
Well, they had one shot to go for the ends, though. With one timeout, they wanted to take a chance. But good call. They're going to go for the 3 points and go in 10-7 if they make this kick. But again,
it's going to be a... Sorry to
But again,
cut
it's
you
going to be
off.
a costly mistake by the Vikings.
To make it a 7-point game going into the half, with Golden West getting the ball to start the second half. It's going to be a 37-yard attempt for the Rustlers. Snap, hold, kick is up. It's on the way.
It's good.
It's up and in. That will conclude the first half on a field goal for the Rustlers. Your score heading into halftime. It's Golden
That's the
West.
end of the first half.
Golden West Rustlers 10, your Vikings 3. Stick around, 20-minute halftime. We will be back right here on Viking Sports. 49, and the official literally picked up the ball and moved it back 1 yard.
We should talk about that. We'd be like, that might cost the Vikings because that was a first down right there.
Yeah, that should have been a first down. The Vikings could have had a fresh set of downs, but instead the official picked up the ball and freaking moved it back 1 yard.
You know what the funny thing is, before they called the 12-man penalty the first time, I keep counting the players for each team, making sure nobody's been getting it off.
You counted 12 man?
Yeah, I keep counting, and yeah, I counted those 12 men. Alright. Go here.
I don't think they'll say no if you want a piece of pizza.
Nah, I'm okay.
Most Modern Life.
You fucking heifer.
Let's make sure that lines are cut off.
They are.
Yeah. No, they're not. I can hear myself. I can hear myself.
They may be live up here, but they're not live downstairs.
What? Oh, it started already.
Holy shit.
Look. You read that.
Attacked by a neighbor over a Trump flag.
I guess he flew the flag at his house and the neighbor didn't like us. The neighbor beat him up.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, very.
Ooh, these headsets are cold.
Oh, yeah.
That's cold.
Whew. It's cold, man. It's wintertime, bro. Man, I can't believe that. Referees
That-
really.
Dude, that was
We
bad.
gotta talk about that. We have to talk about that.
That was bad, bro.
I gotta see the comment section, see if anybody noticed that.
Oh, our mics are still I gotta call Hirsch and let him know.
All right, I have the stats.
Hey, John.
Okay, announcers, we're going to come back in about a minute. We're going to fade to black, and we're going to come back. So welcome back to the second half.
Copy. Hey, Hirsch.
Yeah, yeah, what's up?
Just to let you know, the headsets were still left on during halftime. They were never cut off.
Which headsets? Your headsets?
Yeah, ours.
The live stream could still hear our headset audio.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't hear anything. This,
Okay.
so it's all good.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
the
stand by,
Cougar.
guys. Here we go.
Standing by.
He's on black in about 20 seconds.
Comment saying that there's no sound in the beginning of the game.
Well, they fixed it. At least I hope they did.
3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the second half here between the Golden West Rustlers and your Vikings. A very eventful first half that was strong on defense on both sides. To end the first half, you had the Rustlers hit a 37-yard field goal to make it a 10-3 game. And they will get the ball back to start the second half. So, Edward, what do you think Coach Peabody told his guys down there in the locker room during the half that they need to put up or shut up? I hate to put it that way. But
Well, I mean, you look at the defense. To me, the defense played okay in the first half. The game is not far away. It's still a very close game. They stopped the Rustlers 3 times from scoring, which is something you don't often see. But we got to remember, the Rustlers play different on the road than they do at home. They score most of their points at home. But one of the things that I do want to take from the first half was missed opportunities. As I said it, we said it before the half. 3 turnovers, could not make nothing happen. The block punt that could have gave them the lead was negated by a penalty and also a questionable call by the officiating on the first half near the end of the half
We went
with the third down not being a first down but going back to a fourth down. So a lot of things happened in that first half. That
we went back and looked at the tape from that play that Caleb Foster on the carry before the 2-minute timeout. We looked at the tape, and it was clear that Caleb had reached the 49-yard line, which was the line to gain. The ball crossed the 49, and the Vikings should have had a new set of downs right then and there.
That's correct.
But then the head linesman walked up and moved the ball back to the 48.
So I'm not sure if he was ruled down before. We looked at that tape like 10 times during halftime, and it clearly shows it was a first down. So I like to know if they were aware of that, or if there could be like an official explanation to why that happened.
You know, unless we go down there and talk to the officials ourselves, we'll never know.
Unfortunately, in the JC level, there is no instant replay, so we can't challenge or request a replay. All decisions are final.
Exactly. Even though we have our
The
live
evidence.
stream,
We have the evidence.
Even though we have our live stream, it's still, you cannot challenge.
We have the replays, but unfortunately, again, there is no instant replay.
The only thing you really can challenge is you can ask for a measurement to be made. Now, if Coach Peabody had noticed it right away, he probably could have said, hey, I want that measured because I think he got to the 49.
I don't know if he was aware of it or even if Foster even mentioned it to Coach Peabody, because I can't tell if there was a reaction to that on the sideline. So it looks like the Vikings sideline wasn't aware of that. And I don't think Foster was aware of that either, because I didn't see nobody ask for a measurement.
Eric Zavala's kick to start the second half will go to the end zone. The Rustler return man will bring it to the 25. And that is where, the 26. So we've seen this again now. The Rustler return man gets the ball in the end zone and brings it back for another good 20-yard, 25-yard return. This time it's for 26. So the Rustlers will return on offense to the field to start the second half from their own 26-yard line. And what we've seen so far from Will Burns is that he can... Okay, not sure what happened here. Now we're ready to go. Okay.
Well, Will Burns has been the star of the offense for these Rustlers in the first half. 149 yards passing and a touchdown. 7 carries, 57 yards on rushing.
Burns was looking deep on that left side. His intended man was Colin Payne, and he overshot him by about 5 yards. Payne was not able to get to the spot.
And some first half stats here, Sean. First downs was 10-9 for the Vikings. Penalties, that's the one I'm looking at. Vikings had 4 penalties for 36 yards. The Rustlers had 4 penalties for 45 yards.
Burns fake handoff to the left side. He'll run, and he'll run out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 4.
And the Vikings ran more plays in the first half as well as the Rustlers. 46 total plays for Long Beach to 31 of Golden West, and yet the Rustlers are leading by 7. Big third down challenge early for the Vikings in this third quarter. Can they get the defense off the field?
3rd and 6 from the 30-yard line. Burns, pressure in his face. He'll throw. It's caught by his receiver. He'll spin 2 tackles and finally be brought down at the 47. Trey Nelson was his man. Spun 2 tackles down on his sideline and then was finally brought down. Well, far enough for the Rustler first down.
Remember in the first half, Trey Nelson had that big play on their own territory. The Joe go catch and runs for 67 yards.
Flag's going to come in. This looks like it's going to come back against the Rustlers. Kendrick Thomas was the
Holding. Offense, number 69. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
Penalty number 5 for the Rustlers, who we mentioned earlier, come into tonight's game leading when it comes to penalties.
Inoke Samita, the 6-foot freshman from Orange Lutheran High School, gets called for the hold, pushes the Rustlers back 10 yards, 1st and 20. Burns, snap, right side, dumps it off. It'll be caught to Kendrick Thomas. Thomas is a little shaken up after that play, so he'll come sit down on the sideline. He got to the 26-yard line before his forward progress was stopped at the 36.
They're gonna real loss of 1 on that play
before being taken down. Loss of 1, 2nd and 21 now. Burns snap, handoff, left side, plenty of room to run. And Aaron Mitchell will come down after a gain of 9, maybe 10. Gain of 10 on his run.
Haven't seen much of Aaron Mitchell in this game. 2 weeks ago on week 6 against the Pirates had 7 carries for 53 yards. So first time we've seen him here tonight.
Vikings defense running that 4 front.
Penalty marker.
Penalty marker coming in from the umpire. Is it going to be a false start against the Rustlers?
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, number 69. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Penalty number 6. Rustlers continue to hurt themselves with penalties.
What number was, did he say 69 again?
I believe it was 69 or 66.
So it was either Inoke Samita or Dylan Bunbury.
Now's a chance for the Vikings to get a stop and get the ball back.
3rd and long. Burns will dump it off to his
Stays
man.
in bounds.
Stays in bounds, tiptoes. They're going to spot him at they'll spot him at the 43.
I believe that might be a first down.
Will that be good enough for a first down?
They haven't moved the chains yet.
Yes, it will. Golden West will get a first down on that last play.
How about that? Twice on his drive, converting on 3rd and long, getting first downs. Again, Will Burns doing what he does best, rolling to his right, and that's where his completions have occurred the most effectiveness.
Burns will take the snap, hand it off, swallowed up and driven backwards is the running back, Aaron Mitchell. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and then goes backwards. 2nd and 10. Man in motion. Design quarterback run once again for Burns. And he'll get that line to gain.
Will Burns continues to torture the Vikings defense with his running. If it's not the passing, it's the running. And one thing that surprises me of the Rustlers, normally they go on a 2 quarterback package where the backup quarterback gets a couple reps, but so far it's been all Burns in the first half and here in the third quarter.
Here come the Rustlers. Burns, fake handoff, looking for someone to throw to. Now he'll run it himself and run out of.
Late flag on the play. Double penalty markers.
There's going to be a blindside block against the Vikings. This is a costly mistake. This is not what the Vikings need. It's Donovan Turner who made the hit.
Personal foul, blindside block, defense number 2. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Defense is not doing themselves any favors with that penalty.
Donovan Turner gets called for the blindside block. That'll set up Golden West half the distance. To the 13-yard line they go.
And keep in mind, twice they were in the red zone, and the Vikings were able to stop them with turnovers. See if third time's a charm.
We'll see. Burns, handoff. Gain of 1 on the run was Aaron Mitchell. Or are they going to spot it? They'll spot him. Correction, right back at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the run. Or will they? No, they are going to put him 1 yard forward. Okay, so it'll be 2nd and 9. Mitchell got 1 yard. Burns.
Going to his
pressure
left.
To his left with room to run. He'll dump it off.
Nice pass.
To Trey Nelson. Trey Nelson gets the pass dumped off to him from Will Burns from 18 yards out. And he will tiptoe his way into the end zone for the Golden West touchdown.
We'll give credit to Will Burns for keeping that play alive. He rode to his left, and he was able to throw it from the back of his right foot, it looks like.
Snap, hold, extra point attempt is up, and it's right down the middle. It's good.
Slow motion replay.
We have a replay coming up. Watch Will Burns. He rose to his left, not to his right.
The Vikings sent the pressure.
Watch how he throws the ball.
Threw it sidearm right to Nelson.
Good job by Nelson staying open.
He almost went.
Almost dropped it.
He tried to extend thinking he was going to get hit, and he almost didn't get in before his legs went down. So he's lucky there. And it was Carson Moore on the attempt to stop Burns. So now Golden West will kick it away with a 17-3 lead with 9:53 left in the third quarter. Vikings offense has to start producing something here if they want any chance of coming back and winning this game.
And the Rustlers are in the front seat right now with a comfortable 2-score lead.
Kick is up. T.W. Crozier picks it up at the 6. He'll run on that far sideline and will finally go down at the 27. So that's going to be a 21-yard. It'll be a 21-yard return for TW.
Even though it rained earlier in the first half, it looks like that the weather conditions have improved a little bit down there. It doesn't seem to be slippery as it was before in the first half.
The weather, indeed, the weather has lightened up a little bit here. It's no longer raining. Petty, high snap. Will fake a handoff and throw to the right side. Down he goes. There's the 50, 40, shoved out of bounds at the 38-yard line. T.W. Crozier with another great run for the Vikings brings them to the Rustlers' side of the field.
We have a replay. Great play calling by the offense for the Vikings. No one in front of him. Turns on the Jets down the sidelines. Wasn't able to beat his two defenders. If he was able to, it would have been 6 points right there.
Handoff to TW. He will get back to the line of scrimmage. I'm sorry, it's Khalil Warren the carry. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd and 10. Quick pass, left side to TW. He'll run back and get sandwiched at the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1, 3rd and 9. TW got sandwiched between two Golden West defenders on that run. He tried to jet back to the other side of the field and tried to find a hole, but that hole was quickly covered up by two defenders, and he got sandwiched between them. Long Beach is going to take their first
timeout taken by Long Beach.
Long Beach, their first of the half.
Vikings will take an early timeout here in the third quarter. So once again, Edward, we sit here and we think about what the offense needs to do to get back into this game, and obviously we know what that answer is, and they need to get in the end zone. They have to score.
Can't score field goals.
You
But they've done a good
six.
job so far keeping it even with the running and the passing. Again, you don't want to just abandon the run and just pass. You have to keep it in the middle. Still, it's worked for them. And Jet Petty's numbers so far in the game, 15 of 24 for 150 yards. Devin Samples is the leading rusher, 4 carries for 40 yards.
3rd and 9. Petty will toss to the right side to TW. He will give a shoulder to the Golden West defender. It's Khalil Warren
That
again.
sure really excited the Vikings sideline after that contact.
Khalil Warren with a big hit on the Golden West defender, stays in bounds and gets the first down. New set of downs for the Vikings. As a fire truck goes by, down Clark. Petty, snap, pressure coming. Throw, caught, flag on the play, 10-yard line. Down he goes at the 7.
You wonder if Petty threw that ball beyond the line of scrimmage, because the penalty marker came right as when he threw the ball.
There's 2 markers down. You have one on the sideline and one that came in from the side judge. So watch where Petty steps up and throws the pass. Line of scrimmage is at the 3rd. No, the ball is, he's past the line of scrimmage. Or he's behind the line of scrimmage when he releases the pass. So I don't know what this flag will be for.
Well, the officials are still having a conference, but again, that penalty marker was thrown right when the pass was thrown.
So this could be a hold on the Vikings, or
could be on the defense as well.
Could be something on the Rustlers. We're unsure. Here comes the call from the referee. They're going to move.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Holding, defense number 6. Sideline warning or sideline interference, offense for the sideline. Those penalties offset Replay, first down.
So
Andrew
a
Jordan
sideline.
gets called for the hold.
And meanwhile, the Vikings are hit
And
with
then-
a sideline warning.
I would assume that's because the head linesman ran into one of the coaches on the sideline, so that's going to be a warning for being too close to the official's running lane. Where's that get-back coach when you need him? Petty, here comes pressure. He'll dump it off left side.
Incomplete.
He was looking for Dylan Clark, didn't get there.
Was not able to make the catch at the end, out of bounds, but the ball was incomplete.
Petty had pressure in his face, so he had to dump it off. He was trying to get Dylan Clark, but Clark could not hold on to it and gain the ball inbounds. So they'll try again on second down. This time he'll hand off to Devin Samples. And he will get a gain of 3 or 2. He'll have a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8 for this Vikings offense.
Looks like the Rustlers might bring pressure. on
Samaj
third down.
Dunn, Dylan Clark, and Matthew Berengi are on this side of the field in a trips formation. Petty will look. He will throw. End zone. Caught!
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Well executed by the Vikings offense with the protection. Jeff Petty able to have time to throw the ball.
P.J. Holmes.
And that was the touchdown that the Vikings so desperately needed.
P.J. Holmes with man coverage in the end zone is able to find the ball and get in the end zone. That is big. That is what Long Beach needed. They needed to start the second half with a score. They had to do this, and they did it. Eric Savala from the 10. His kick is up, and it's good.
Mentioned that
So
was a
with
touchdown
six-
they needed.
With 6.5 remaining, score 17-10 in favor of the Rustlers. We'll take a look.
Credit the O-line on this play as they gave the protection. They gave the time for Petty to make that throw.
27 yards is the official yardage for P.J. Holmes. Right at the goal line.
And Petty was trying to make those throws all night, but there was too much pressure coming at him. And finally, at the right time, the Vikings offense stepped up, gave him that time to make the throw, and they get themselves 7 points.
Coverage.
Now it's a 17-10 game.
Coverage was from Jaden Jackson, the 6'2 sophomore defensive back from Paramount High School. And on man coverage, that's one of the things that the offense is good at. When they're on man coverage, they can break away and they can make those catches. We've seen it all season. That's one thing that the offense is good for, is they can make those catches under man coverage. Eric Zavala's kick will be picked up by the Rustlers at the 15 to the near sideline and out of bounds. Officially up to the 37. So it'll be a 22-yard return for the Rustlers. Vikings defense will come back out onto the field, and really we just need to see that first half offense again that we saw. Like we've been saying, they have to keep this Golden West offense at bay to stay in this game.
And again, we mentioned a big game for both schools. After tonight's game, the Rustlers will go home for their home finale next Saturday against Cerritos at 12, and they'll wrap up the season on November 16th against Mount Sac.
And on the other side of things, the Vikings will travel to Mount Sac next Saturday night And then they will finish the season at home against Citrus on the 16th. We will see that game. You can catch that game right here on Viking Sports, the last home game of the season. Week 10 against Citrus College.
You know, we talked about this before we went on the air. That Mount Sac game may be a wild card for both these teams because they both play them in the amount of 14 days. The Vikings will play them first next Saturday, and then after that,
Golden West will finish their season against Mount Sac.
So Mount Sac may play a factor on who wins first place.
Kendrick Thomas on the run, hurdles a man, and then gets taken down at the 45.
Also, Sean, last season, Mount Sac came here and they beat Long Beach very badly. We were actually here for that game.
We had the pleasure of calling that game.
And
that was the Mounties put up over 70 points against the Vikings in that game.
And then they actually beat Golden West at Golden West last season. Nice play by the defense.
Handoff in the backfield, dumped off, and he goes nowhere. Kanye Hunter with the stop for the Vikings. Kendrick Thomas again on the handoff. Goes down as a loss of 3. Kanye Hunter broke right through that offensive line, and down he went. So once again, good Viking defense sets up a 3rd and out, 3 and out, and a punt. Picked up at the 22 and then shoved out of bounds just a few yards later. Officially at the 25. Only a 3-yard run on that kick. Vikings on this next play, the Vikings will have to go 75 yards to get back into the end zone. It is possible. We did just see them start their first drive after T.W. Crozier had a kick return that brought them almost to midfield. But this time, the Vikings will start at their own 25.
Right now, the momentum's on the Vikings side. They got a touchdown and they got to stop. Now they have an opportunity to tie this game.
TW goes in motion. Petty will throw to TW, who will go down inbounds. The clock will run. He's going to get spotted at the 32, so that's a gain of 7. 2nd and 3.
7-yard gain on the play. It's 2nd down and 3.
Fake handoff, throw to that left side. T.W. Crozier once again, he gets back to the line of scrimmage and then will get 1 yard extra on the secondary effort. Brings up 3rd and 2. Vikings must get a first down here. Vikings have to get that line to gain. Or could they possibly trick Golden West into jumping off sides here? And now the Vikings are going to use
timeout. Long Beach. Their 2nd of the half.
That's their 2nd timeout of the half. Could hurt them later on in the game.
This could come back to hurt the Vikings in the 4th quarter because they'll go into that 4th quarter with only 1 timeout.
Yeah, you want to save. You want to save your timeouts.
They'll have the 2-minute timeout plus 1 timeout in that 4th quarter. Not sure why Coach Peabody is calling 2 timeouts in the 3rd quarter.
There may have been a miscommunication at the line, but again, you want to save your timeouts, especially when it's this close.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if there was a miscommunication or the play didn't get called in time, but the story here is that the Vikings have already used 2 timeouts in this quarter, and they only have 1 left.
3rd and 2. Rustlers defense is right up there in the front. Petty was trying to get Matthew Berengi. Now we're going to have a late flag that's going to come in.
Well, Berengi was saying that he was held and there was no penalty marker.
Berengi was asking for a flag. He was looking for a pass interference call. The side judge throws his flag.
It looks like they picked it up, Sean. Not sure if it's going to be a penalty or not.
No, I think they did pick it up.
There is no foul on the play.
Wow.
Penalty marker on the field.
The referee's microphone is still live. Now he will shut it off.
That may have been the big play. Berengi was saying that he was held,
Never
but
mind.
referee said no.
He has not turned his microphone off yet.
It's like the referee did not turn off his mic yet.
John Montoya at the 20 to kick. Picked up at the 35. To the left side he runs. Flag comes in.
There's
2
another
flags,
marker.
3
2
flags.
more. 4 flags.
Multiple flags coming in on the play. This will be interesting to see how this one sorts out. Got 3 flags that go flying during the return.
Return to the 46-yard line. Penalty marker on the field.
There could be fouls on both sides during this kick.
Well, the first penalty came right after the return was made. And then prior to the tackle, about 3 more.
The side judge lost his hat. Or possibly threw his hat.
Last play.
Or he could have possibly thrown his hat as an extra flag.
Well, here's the punt.
Montoya kicks it from the 22.
Now the first marker is going to come in right when the punt is when it's catched.
Here comes the call from the referee. Like we said, we have three flags coming in.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the receiving team. Holding, number 26. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, face mask, number 20. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Hideo Ray called for the second one, and it looks like Drew Faulkner was called on the first one.
You have Drew Faulkner getting called for the hold. That penalty is declined. Then you have a personal foul face mask. That tacks 15 yards on to the end of the run. So the Rustlers will back up 15 yards from where they ended the run. First down from their own 31-yard line. Burns fakes the handoff, throws right side. Trey Nelson with the block, and Trey Nelson is hurt. Looks like
I don't think Golden West can afford to lose him.
Timeout. Officials timeout for injury.
He's been their leading receiver tonight.
it was Donovan Turner that made the stop, and he possibly went a little bit low.
He was holding his right knee when after contact.
It's possible
Last
that
play.
Turner went a little low and possibly clipped him at the knees.
Well, we have a replay of it.
We'll see it here. Nelson turns. Burns acknowledges. Throw. No. He got him at the hip. It was a clean tackle. Donovan Turner didn't go low. He got him at the hip. Maybe it's just the impact
When he
on
landed.
the turf. It's possibly just the impact on the turf that might have done something, or maybe he.
It's hard to tell from that angle, but it doesn't look like Turner went low.
I don't want, with the way that they're looking at him and they're checking out his knees, I don't think the hit on the ground is what caused this. It's possible that he could have injured his leg as his knee is bleeding.
It's like his right knee is bleeding.
Here it is again.
Believe we may have another angle of the replay. But he has been their leading. He's been their leading receiver tonight.
Watch
Could
his
not afford to
legs.
lose him.
So when he catches the ball right here, when he goes to make that turn,
Oh, it looks like his right
I
knee
think
made
he
contact with the right
possibly-
knee.
It's
From it looks like.
maybe a hyperextension.
Well, Nelson's able to get up
'Cause
and
watch his leg.
yeah, it looks like it
There-
was contact.
yeah, okay.
Contact with Turner's right knee.
Now that we see it, Donovan Turner, both of their legs collided.
Ooh, that has to hurt. But Nelson was able to walk out on his own power, which is a good sign.
Nelson will go get looked at, make sure everything's okay. Gain of 3. Burns will hand off.
A little bit of pushing and shoving after by some of the players. 18 and 99.
Aaron Mitchell gets a gain of 6. 3rd and 2. And they got the Vikings to jump off sides.
And that's going to hurt. There's a fumble on the field meanwhile, but if this is on the Vikings, it's not going to count.
That's not going to count. The Vikings may have the ball, but they got him to jump into the neutral zone before the snap. So that's going to be a free first down for the Golden West offense, and that is what Coach Peabody warned us about.
Offsides, defense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Shawnee told us this on Friday that he cannot afford to give Golden West free first downs. So we take a look at a replay of the
Watch the line
penalty.
of scrimmage.
Oh, yes, definitely offsides.
Jumps offside, and he honestly, I think he purposefully fumbled because he knew he had a free play. He booted the snap, but it's a first down for the Rustlers. Burns will look deep. Almost far enough for the Vikings.
No wonder if there was a miscommunication between Roberts Sarmiento and Will Burns, because there was nobody in the vicinity of that throw.
Mookie Davis was there. If he'd have been just a little bit faster and the ball had been a little bit shallower, Mookie Davis probably could have had his second
Interception.
his second turnover of the game. He picked up that fumble in the red zone in the first half.
There goes Burns.
Burns will go down after a gain of 1. Brings up 3rd and 9 from the 45-yard line.
Well, big play here for the Vikings defense on 3rd down. Can they get a 3rd down stop and possibly try to get one more score and go in tied to the 4th quarter?
Burns, snap, pressure coming. Evades, now throws. Caught. He'll go nowhere.
Like Noah Burdick, the receiver. I'm not sure if he was trying to get a personal foul penalty with that.
There was a secondary hit that came in after he was wrapped up and his momentum was stopped. There was a secondary hit that came in from the Vikings, but that didn't really affect him that much.
We actually saw that last week in the homecoming game. What do they call it? A flop, I believe it's called in the NBA.
It's a flop. No, don't jump off sides, please, guys. That wouldn't be very nice. Kick goes up. Matthew Dragic, fair catch at the 10. So the Vikings will take over on offense from deep in their own territory. At the 10-yard line, he will start. Well, now they're going to bring him up.
We got to credit the Vikings defense tonight, staying tough and hanging in there against this Rustlers' powerful offense.
Yes, 10-yard line is where they will spot him.
In 2 of the 3 road games they played this season, Rustlers have scored over 40 points. And those were victories against the Huskies and against Citrus. You look back at the first game against Bakersfield, that was a 27-25. So the point scoring is different than if you look at the victories they had at home this season, besides the San Diego loss where they only scored 7 points at home.
Petty's throw on the last play to Matthew Berengi, good for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Rustlers defense looking confused, not knowing what to do.
This might be the last play of the third.
Yeah, the Vikings are not gonna take a play. They will not run a play to end the third quarter. Still 17-10, the only score.
The end of the third quarter.
2 scores, 1 on each side, 1 touchdown for Golden West, 1 touchdown for Long Beach. We head to the fourth quarter, final 15 minutes of play. 17-10, your current score. And again, we'll just keep talking about it, Edward. The Vikings offense needs to fight. They
did a good job.
They have to keep fighting.
They did a good job in that third quarter. They got a touchdown that drew them close. The defense has been helping out as well. Golden West has not scoring.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Coach Peabody is going to go to his backup, Alan Fournette. We saw him walking with his helmet off. I don't know if he's making the switch. No, Jet is still out there. Okay. I take that back. But we did see Alan Fournette out there walking without his helmet on.
Well, he is the backup quarterback, and they always say the backup quarterback always has to be ready in any given situation. Your number will be called.
There's 4 guys here. You've got Jet Petty, you've got Alan Fournette, you've got Keanu Campbell-Caldwell, and you've got O'Shea Wallace. We haven't seen any of the other 3 yet. I think Coach Peabody wants to trust Jet to get him through the entirety of this game.
He's done a good job tonight.
Jet will throw,
nice
and
catch.
It's caught. 30-yard line, he will get dumped out of bounds.
You mentioned
it's Matthew Berengi once again.
You mentioned Jet Petty. He did a good job on that last play, calling out directions, again, avoiding the pressure, able to find his open receiver. As we have a replay, as you watch Petty calling it from the sidelines. And they just watch when he goes to his left, signaling traffic. And again, good job by the receiver to see where he was going to throw it at. We go back to live action.
To the 32-yard line it goes on Matthew Berengi's last catch. 3 guys on the near side. And we're going to have a delay of game. Coach Peabody not elected.
Marker on the field.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Second out.
And keep in mind the Vikings burned 2
Correction.
timeouts.
First down.
Keep in mind the Vikings burned 2 timeouts in the third quarter.
That would not be very smart for Coach Peabody to burn his
So you
third
still want to have that
timeout.
timeout, especially the game is still closed. You want to have that timeout in case for later on.
1st and 15 now after a delay of game. Petty will throw right side. Caught! 40, 30. He's going to go all the way.
He's gone.
10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Vikings!
That's the big play Petty's been looking for all night.
Samaj done. No flags on the field, and Samaj Dunn has
Zona
tied
plays
it.
a touchdown. Officials timeout for injury.
Meanwhile, we have an injured Rustler on the field at about the 13-yard line, but the Vikings sideline very explosive after that last play, getting the touchdown. So we're trying to see who is the injured player being attended to by the training staff.
Once Samaj Dunn got to the 30-yard line, that Rustler defender, I don't know what happened there.
Well, there was a lot of
was
a lot of contact though
was it-
between defender and receiver.
Was it just me, or did it look as though the Rustler defender kind of just gave up on his attempt to go after Samaj Dunn as he was heading to the end zone?
I noticed there was a little bit of hand contact.
There was some contact there between Samaj and his man on coverage. No flags come in, no offensive pass interference.
And meanwhile, Quincy Hankins, number 21, was the injured Rustler. He is being helped off the field.
Barring an Eric Savala extra point, this game will be tied at 17 with 14:10 left to play in this ball game.
And keep in mind, playoffs and bowl season, it's just right around the corner. This is a very important game for both of these programs. We talked about at the beginning, come in tied for first place. Overall record, though, the Rustlers are at 6-1, Vikings at 5-2.
Kick is up, and it's well good for Eric Zavala. We are tied at 17.
As we have a replay of the touchdown pass. And Jet Petty's been looking to go deep all night, unsuccessful until now. Just wings
Petty,
it in the face of the pressure, and you noted a little bit of contact.
a little bit of back and forth between Samaj. And so it was actually Quincy Hankins
Who was injured.
that was the defender. So I retract my statement that he gave up. He injured himself on the play.
He was the injured player.
While he was defending against Samaj Dunn. He injured himself on that defensive try, and that's why he was unable to take down Samaj.
But there was, as you saw in the replay, there was a little bit of hand contact, but still, he was the one that was injured on that last play, but he was able to get assists and walk off the field under his own power. But again, it's a tie game. It's a whole new ball game.
Eric Zavala back to kick for your Vikings. Hideo Ray and Bryce Whitley back deep to receive. It'll go to Hideo. He will take it to the left side and run.
There he goes, down the sideline.
Stays in bounds. 50.
I think they're going to rule him out at about the 50.
They will rule him.
Oh, here we go. We don't need this right now.
This is not what we need. Come on, guys. Get up. Get up. Get him out of there.
Some players are trying to be peacemakers.
There's still a Viking. Okay, now we've got some pushing and shoving going on. We have a Viking player that's still on the sideline. He'll now get out of there.
Again, we mentioned emotions running high. Big game for both schools. A little bit of talking there.
They should be spotting him back at around midfield. I don't think he got any further. I want to say he jumped out of bounds at the 50. Or not. They're actually going to...
So they're going to put the ball at about the 45-yard line.
So they're actually going to give the Rustlers... They're actually going to give the Rustlers a little bit...
Here's a replay of the kickoff return.
I take it back. Now they're going to move him back to the 49.
So we see a replay of the kickoff. It's going to be at the 49-yard line where he stepped out of bounds.
Hideo Ray, 30, 35.
But Ray, good job by
40,
Ray staying in bounds, though.
45.
That's where he stepped out.
50.
Back
Not seeing anything there.
Back to live action.
Rustlers' first play from scrimmage after that kick. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
It might come down to a chess match, Sean, between these two teams in this fourth quarter. Who can make the most explosive plays? We just seen one on special teams. Let's see if it'll pay off for the Rustlers.
2nd and 5 from the Vikings 46. Throw. Out of bounds, no flag. Trey Nelson, the intended receiver, good to see him back out there after injuring his knee. Good to see him back out there and still playing.
And again, we've seen the Rustlers in close games this season, Sean. Opening day, first game of the season against Bakersfield, 27-25 for the Rustlers on the victory. And then against Riverside.
Was there a safety in that game?
I believe there was. And then also against Riverside, 37-36. So the Rustlers have played well in close games this season.
Burns looking. He'll dump it off right side. Caught. First down and more. Now out of bounds.
Robert
Goes
Sarmiento.
Robert Sarmiento. To the 37 is where they'll spot him. First down, Rustlers. Clock continues to run. If the Vikings defense can hold them to a field goal here, we're going to have a false start on Trey Nelson.
False start. Offense. Number 88. 5-yard penalty. First down.
A lot of penalties between, not many penalties, but penalties that hurt the team so far.
Trey Nelson gets called for the false start. Backs him up by 5 to the 42. 1st and 15. As I was saying before the penalty, if the Vikings can hold them to a field goal, if nothing else, that still leaves them with space to work.
Oh, what a tackle.
My goodness gracious.
Is that going to be a face mask?
Wow. There is no flag on that play. Robert Sarmiento looked like he got face masked.
He got clothesline.
big time.
Looked like he got clothesline from up here. Not sure if we have a replay. We have a replay. You have a replay of the tackle.
Oh, my goodness.
Watch Sarmiento number 3. And,
Oh, my
wow.
gosh. And he got
wow.
up under the chin right in front of the line judge, and no penalty.
Doesn't that fall under a horse collar tackle?
I would believe so, that does constitute horse
That
collar.
was a vicious. And he's still in the game, surprisingly.
Uh-oh, there's a design run for Burns.
He's done that all night.
On his feet. Now goes out of bounds.
Not sure, Sean, but that last tackle fired up the Rustlers offense. Now they're marching down the field.
I got to say, that's one of the roughest tackles we've seen all season. Oh, man.
That to me looked like a clothesline.
Woo. And right in front of the official, too, and no flag on that play.
Somebody must have been watching WWE wrestling. Because that looked like a perfect clothesline.
Is that always your thing for everything is WWE?
Have you ever tried a clothesline before?
Burns will hand off.
Point taken.
Gets to the line to gain. I think they're going to give him the first down. They are going to give him the first down. Kendrick Thomas on the run. Vikings defense needs to stay focused here.
Making adjustments on defense.
Defense needs to stay focused, not get their heads too far into the game. Hand off to Thomas. He will be taken down after a gain of 3 to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 7. Or will they put him at the 11? They're going to put him at the 11-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 8, a gain of 2. 10:45 and running.
Playbook's open. You could run it or pass it. Quarterback draw.
Spotted at the 11-yard line, a 2-yard gain, and 2nd down and 8.
Like I said, Vikings defense needs to keep their heads on straight, stay focused. Will Burns, end zone.
Oh, he had 2 receivers.
He was looking, his initial receiver, looking for number 85. Burke Mickelson and Robert Sarmiento were both of the receivers in the end zone. Neither of them can come up with the ball. 3rd and 8. Vikings go for another change on defense. Sarmiento goes out to the right side. Thomas on the left. Now Sarmiento will cut back. Left side. Caught. Is he short? He sat down and caught the ball at the 4. Colin Payne. Now they are going to say first down, 1st and goal. I don't know about that one. I thought he was sitting down at the 4. Not sure about that one.
Well, we had one happen like that in the first half. It was like another one happened here 4th quarter.
Burns, keeper, end zone, wide open. A flag comes in. There is a flag in the end zone. This one may be coming back.
We saw Will Burns again roll out to his right, something that he's done well tonight.
That flag came in from the head linesman.
I believe there's an injured player in the end zone.
There's a Viking player down in the end zone.
Pass interference, offense, number 89. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Play first down.
That's a costly penalty. took away the touchdown on the board.
Caleb Kelly gets called for the offensive pass interference.
Here we go, last play.
We'll see if there's a little shove. Burns rolled and threw.
Oh, contact. Oh, there was contact on both sides. That could have been offsetting both offense and defensive pass interference. A lot of contact in that end zone, but Golden West is guilty of the pass interference, and costly takes away the touchdown.
Cameron Blanton was the injured Viking that went down on that play. He looked to have sustained the same injury that we saw Trey Nelson with earlier with the contact at the knees. So Golden West gets called for the offensive pass interference. Touchdown is negated. Burns will dump it off. Finally, uh-oh. Hang on now, guys.
You saw that one.
Come on, guys. Keep your heads on straight, please.
You know, one thing I've seen in the pros, if you're going to do that, just make sure the official's not watching you.
Keep your heads on straight, please, guys. The last thing you need is to give Golden West an automatic first down and goal half the distance. That's not what you need here.
We actually have a good crowd coming out here tonight at Vet Stadium. Power to them for surviving this cold weather.
Sticking it out in the rain and the cold weather. Burns, receivers make contact with each other. Swallowed up at the 15 is where the momentum will be stopped. A Viking defender's helmet comes off. Dion Reavers, his helmet came off.
A lot of miscommunication in the backfield in that last play. Both running backs running into each other. So we have a replay.
The receivers
they run into each other.
running back miscommunication on that play. Sets up a 3rd and goal from the 15-yard line. Snap. Burns scrambles. Plenty of room to run. He will look. And
Did he take it?
Off!
Interception?
It's another interception for the Vikings.
We've seen this before tonight. Interceptions in the red zone. And I believe that's the 3rd time or 4th time tonight that's happened.
It's Carvel Rice picking off Will Burns at the 3.
Here's the slow-mo.
We have a replay of the interception.
That is huge. Burns was looking. He scrambled and tried to dump it off, but right into the hands of Carvel Rice.
And they both wrestle for the ball, too.
Rice comes away with it, and the Vikings prevent the Rustlers from going in the end zone. That is huge.
And Vikings got to be careful now. They are in their own end zone. Don't want to give up a turnover.
Petty, quick throw, right, left side, caught. Secondary attempt. Flag's going to come in from the side judge. We do have a penalty marker on the play. It's going to be a personal foul face mask. That's what the official is calling. It's personal foul face mask. You can see it there. I believe we're going to tack on 15 more yards and a first down for the Vikings.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, we're 42. 15 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
Rustlers
Kane
defense now.
Elroy, the linebacker, Kane Elroy, gets called for the face mask, and that will add another 15 yards to the end of the run, and the Vikings will get another first down, this time to the 25-yard line. That's good. That gets them away from the end zone.
Rustlers defense, though, not doing themselves any favors. And Will Burns, that's his 2nd interception tonight.
We see Jet Petty back there with Caleb Foster. Quick pass. Falls just incomplete. Intended for Samaj Dunn. Coach Peabody is fired up on his sideline.
It's 2nd and 10.
He is fired up, thinking, what do we have to do?
Three interceptions by the Rustlers tonight.
Petty, keeper, scrambles, big hit at the 26, and Petty
Petty is down.
is shaken up, but he'll get picked up. He's shaken up a bit on that hit.
He has taken a couple of hard hits tonight.
Now
and he's going back down.
Now Petty will go down.
Very concerning right now for the Vikings.
Officials timeout for injury.
We have a replay.
So Jet Petty faked the handoff, and he kept it himself. He faked a pass. When he got to the 25, he got speared by the Rustlers defender, number 44, Daniel Viramontes, was the one that made the hit on Jet. And it looked like he led with his helmet. You can see him dip his helmet down as he goes to make the hit. And he hits Jet at the shoulder area and midsection.
And Jet Petty is back on his feet, and he is fired up.
So Jet's going to, because
he's going to have to come out for a play.
He'll have to go out for a play. So question is, who are they going to send in? Do they send in Alan Fournette? Do they send in O'Shea Wallace? Or Keanu Campbell Caldwell?
Looks like it's Caldwell that's answering the call, number 10.
It is. It's Keanu Campbell Caldwell that Coach Peabody will look to on this third down play, 3rd and 9.
But I was mentioning, Sean, Petty's taking hits tonight. Petty's taking a lot of hits tonight. It shows how physical this Rustlers defense always plays every game.
Campbell looking right side.
Oh, he dropped it.
Intended for Samaj Dunn, and he drops it. Samaj Dunn looked to almost catch it, but it was in and out of his hands.
I was actually watching number 15, Tyson Borju. He was wide open on the right side of the field. Not sure if he was able to see him in time.
So the Vikings will have to punt it away after another. This is something they've struggled with all night. They intercepted in the red zone, and then they cannot go past midfield.
They've had turnovers tonight, and again, we mentioned at halftime, missed opportunities.
John Montoya's punt to the 36. Golden West man will have room to run, but not very much before being swallowed up by a gaggle of Viking special teamers. Rustlers will take over from the 40-yard line. It looks like that's where they will spot him, or just a few yards further up. It'll be the 43. That is where they will spot the ball for Golden West to take over.
Well, very, very interesting scenario. The turnover.
7 minutes, 21 seconds remaining in this regulation time. Burns.
There he goes again.
Slides and will go down at the opposite 43.
Burns doing the job with his legs. Getting close to 100 yards rushing tonight.
A 14-yard run for Burns. Snap, handoff. His running back will get taken down. Aaron Mitchell on the carry. Carson Moore on the stop.
Actually, Sean, Will Burns is actually over 100. He's 13 carries for 110 rushing yards on the ground tonight.
Burns with Mitchell with a gain of 2, or a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Burns, quick pass, left side caught, taken down, and now we see another flop attempt by Noah Burdick. Corday Jones on the stop. 3rd down and short. It'll be about 3rd and 4.
It's going to be a big 3rd down here for the Vikings, Sean. Can they get off the field and try to get this ball back? You don't want to have the ball in the hands of the Rustlers this late in the 4th.
Burns looking, dumps it off, caught. Trey Nelson evades
Gets
a
away.
tackle, 10-yard line, end zone, Trey Nelson has his second of the game.
Trey Nelson's been the big receiver tonight for the Rustlers, making big plays. And you just seen it again, another big play. And now the Rustlers have taken the lead, close to 5 minutes left in this contest.
Some defensive errors, leaving too many holes open and not covering the man. And Golden West takes advantage of it. Fernando Mancia for the extra point attempt. Kick up and good. 5 minutes, 48 seconds remain in tonight's contest. Golden West will jump ahead 24-17. Vikings will need to put up something huge here on offense on this next possession.
And that was a 4-play, 57-yard drive for the go-ahead score. Took about almost 2.5 minutes to get that touchdown.
Golden West offense is quick. When they get the ball, they go quickly.
Well, now the Vikings are under pressure now, Sean, because it's 5:48 left in the game. You have one timeout, so this drive you must be a must score because there's not enough timeouts for you to stop the clock if Golden West gets his ball back and they start running the ball. So this could be a 4-down territory for the Vikings.
Absolutely. I would say 4-down territory 100%. Fernando Mancia's kick to the 6-yard line. The return, left side, T.W. Crozier, 20. Flag comes in. 27, he'll go out of bounds. Field judge throws his flag on the return. Is this going to be a hold on the Rustlers, or is this a hold on the Vikings? This is going to be...
Could be a big call.
Personal foul, kicking team number 14, face mask. 15 yards added to the end of the run, first down.
The Rustlers continue to give the Vikings opportunities with penalties.
So you see, once again, another face mask penalty tacks on 15 yards to the end of the end of T.W. Crozier's run on that kick. So the Vikings will take over at their own 43-yard line.
Talk about getting a free gift. They could have started near the 25 to the 30. Now they're near midfield.
Now you have a chance. Dump off to TW. 50, 40, flag
Penalty.
comes in. 30, 20, on his feet, now down at the 15.
This might come back.
I think we're going to have this play come back. I think we have a hold on the Vikings. This play is not going to stand.
Replay.
We have a replay of the last play.
During the play, holding, offense number 9. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
PJ Holmes. And how many penalties we've seen tonight? Big plays being negated by penalties.
That was a huge, huge play for T.W. Crozier to get up to the 15 and inside the red zone, but once again, negated by a penalty. P.J. Holmes affected the defender's chance to go get T.W. Crozier, so the flag was thrown. So now we have a 1st and 15. Petty looking. There it is! 40, 30,
Foot race.
20. It's a foot race.
Penalty
on his
marker
feet.
down. There's a penalty marker down at about the 42-yard line. But it was after he made the catch. Oh, boy, this may be a costly penalty if it's on the Vikings, which
Oh,
it may be
my
it.
goodness. Is this ball going to go back again?
Here we go.
We have a replay.
It's going to go back again against the Vikings. Another costly error.
Pass interference, offense, number 1.
What?
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
I'm
Well, that
sorry.
explains why he was
I-
open.
I'm sorry. Can we get another view of that replay? We were trying to see what that penalty call was.
They call pass interference on the Vikings.
I did not see Samaj Dunn make contact with
No,
anybody.
it looks like he was wide. He broke off and was wide open.
I didn't see Samaj Dunn make contact with anybody there.
Not sure if we can get another replay attempt on that, but it looks like he was not making contact.
Oh my goodness.
So they lose about 30 yards in 2 plays. And the clock keeps moving, Sean. That's a big factor. Going on 5 minutes. And you got to get 30 yards for a first down.
Petty throws again.
Oh, that was almost intercepted, too.
Incomplete.
Pass intended for Samaj Dunn is incomplete.
Samaj Dunn was the intended receiver once again. And again, I don't think there was any I can't say there was any contact there. I really don't think there was contact made. They call pass interference on Samaj Dunn, but I didn't see any contact.
Oh, he gets away from pressure.
Spins a tackle. Now will go down at the 27. It's going to be 3rd down and a lot.
Wow, what a scenario of events that just happened, and Coach Peabody very, very frustrated on the sidelines. He cannot believe he had 2 big plays negated by penalty.
Both of them would have put the Vikings in the red zone. Now Petty will step up and throw. It's caught at the back marker.
And a late penalty marker.
We have a late penalty marker coming in.
If this is on the Rustlers, the Vikings will get a second chance at it. We've seen a lot of penalties tonight.
It looks like number 10, Cruz Wheeler.
I see one of I see one of the officials pointing towards the Rustlers.
After the play, personal foul. Defense, number 10. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Wow, I cannot believe that just happened.
Cruz Wheeler gets called for the 15-yard personal foul. And that gives the Vikings a whole new perspective.
A second chance by the Vikings. Like a free gift, a gimme.
4 minutes and running. Petty, pressure coming.
Here comes the pressure.
Down he goes. That's not what you wanted to see. That is not what you have. That's not what you want to see. You get gifted a first down after a personal foul, and now you let your quarterback get sacked for a loss of 7.
Well, you got to give the Rustlers credit for responding after that penalty that gave them a first down.
Petty looking, scrambles, dumps it off. To P.J. Holmes. He gets back to the initial line of scrimmage. Maybe 1 yard more. No, they'll put him right back.
Sean, the clock is ticking down with 1 timeout left. This is possibly 4th down territory for the Vikings. They need a touchdown and the extra point to tie.
3rd down and 9. Vikings praying for something. Petty throws. Caught!
Nice catch.
Did he catch it? Yes, he
They're gonna
did.
give it to him. It's first down.
Tyson Bordeaux gets the catch.
We have a replay of the catch.
Tyson Bordeaux goes down that left side in a post route. Comes down 1-2. His feet are down.
Completion takes the ball down to the 22-yard line.
Vikings threatening 2.5 and running.
And they still have that one timeout, so still plenty of time. No need to pass. They can still run if they choose to.
Petty will look.
That a fumble? No word yet. It's a fumble. They're still
gonna
playing
say
on.
fumble.
This might sealed it.
Oh my.
This might sealed it.
Oh my goodness.
Down at the 4.
Wow.
I think they are calling that a fumble.
Wow.
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 Talk about having an opportunity. Was that a fumble? We have a replay of it. Was that a fumble? Here's the pressure, and yes, he was.
That's his arms coming forward. That's an incomplete pass, guys.
Referees.
His arm is coming
Sean,
forward.
referees are having a conversation.
That's an incomplete pass, guys. His arm's coming forward. You have to bring that back as an incomplete pass.
I think the officials, it looks like the officials are going to huddle up and have a discussion.
You have to bring that back. That's an incomplete pass. His arm is here and the ball is about to go forward.
If this is ruled a fumble, this could seal it for the Rustlers. They are going to have a conversation. This could be a deciding factor of the game here.
His arm's going forward. That's an incomplete pass.
There was no whistle. Keep in mind, no whistle stoppage. Play went on as it went.
Oh my goodness.
Here's the call.
This is going to be huge.
They're going to keep this as a fumble. They are.
Wow.
First down, Rustlers.
The ruling on the field is a fumble, recovered by Golden West. First down.
I'm not sure if that's actually a fumble. It looked like he threw it and it was hit.
Wow.
His arm went forward.
Wow.
Here's another replay as we show it to you live. Watch his right arm.
His arm is coming forward and he throws the ball when he's hit. That's an incomplete pass, you guys. I'm sorry, but that's a bad call.
Looks like the officials have missed a lot of calls tonight.
I'm sorry, but that's a bad call.
Meanwhile, there's a stoppage in play, and I agree, Sean. That looked like an incomplete pass. A lot of miscues tonight. And I don't want to say a completely miscues by, we have a penalty marker coming in late.
Oh, dear God.
And the frustration is coming in right now from the Vikings. That last play was just devastating. After getting a personal foul to keep the drive alive, they were marching down.
There's no penalty on the play. The player not made ready for play will replay first down.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that's a bad call. I can't get off of that. That's terrible.
There's going to be a lot of discussions on
Please reset the game clock to 2:05. Please reset the game clock to 2:05.
There's going to be a lot of talk about this, about what happened here tonight. You go back to the first half with the run by Devin Samples, which was a first down, but referees ended up moving the ball back, made it 4th and 1, and now we have here, which looked like a incomplete pass, turned out to be a fumble, a sack and a fumble.
And now Golden West.
Are they ruling that a touchdown?
Golden West will come just short of the line. They'll come just short of the goal line.
It looks like it's the 2-minute timeout.
We will be at the 2-minute timeout.
Officials timeout for a 2-minute timeout. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes.
I am actually speechless.
That's
in the last couple of minutes that occurred.
You have a personal foul that...
Correct. Leave the clock at 1:55.
You have a personal foul that gifts the Vikings an extra 15 yards. And then Jet Petty gets hit as he is throwing the ball.
It's change of the it's like the exchange of, with Tom Brady in his first Super Bowl run, the tuck and roll type of move. Kind of looks like it right here, but it said there was no tuck and roll. Just he threw it. His arm was going forward when he got hit.
In a game like this with playoff,
you never want the game to get decided on something like that.
In a game like this with playoff eligibility on the line, you cannot be making calls like that. You can't. You cannot let officials make those kinds of calls. That is bad. And Golden West at this point will now punch the end zone and seal the deal. Golden West will punch the end zone, add on another 7, and this game's over.
Touchdown.
So the Rustlers got the touchdown, and with 1:48 left in the game, they have sealed it here. It's going to be 30-17 at the moment. So now the Rustlers will jump to first place and extend their win streak.
I can't believe it.
The Vikings' playoff hopes may be slimmed after this game. They still have to play Mount Sac, and then they have to play Citrus to end the season.
I can't believe it.
Meanwhile, the extra point is good.
I am in utter. I'm speechless. I'm speechless, Edward.
Officials timeout for injury.
There's an injured wrestler on the field.
Here's that turnover. Why don't we see that again?
As we're gonna
take one more look.
If you just joined us late, this is the play that changed the momentum of the game. Watch Jet Petty, number 8, on the play action, going for a throw. As you see the defender coming, he rolls to his right, and pay attention to his right arm. Right when the contact's made, looks like he was able to try to make the throw, but the officials are saying that this is a sack and a fumble.
That is,
And it shows from up here that his arm was going forward prior to contact.
That's
As we show you again, watch his right arm. There, it looked like he
look at look at Jet's neck snap to the side when he takes the hit. I'm surprised they didn't call this roughing the passer. Number 1, you have an incomplete pass that they rule a fumble. Number 2, you watch the hit, and Jet's neck snaps to the left.
That looked like
and then the defender lands on top of him.
And here's another thing.
And there's no flag for roughing the passer.
And here's where I see it, Sean, too. In the NFL, that's not legal. They call that roughing the passer, blow to the head or blow to the helmet. I'm not sure if that was legal, that hit was legal, especially where he was hit by the neck, as you mentioned. Should there have been a penalty? I would have to say yes. It should have been at least a roughing the passer call.
Nija Falatoi is the injured wrestler. He is being helped off the field. He will take his time to come off the field, being helped by his teammates. But yeah, Edward, you look at that replay, and number 1, you see Jet's arm starting to go forward when the ball comes out. That's an incomplete pass by any standard. The ball comes out as his arm is going forward. That's an incomplete pass. Number 2,
well, let me ask you this
look at the hit and the follow through. The defender lands on top of Jet when he's on the ground. You have grounds for roughing the passer, but neither of those get called.
Well, let me ask you this question, because you and I talked at halftime, because there were some missed calls also in the first half tonight. You yourself say you're a referee as well. You referee football games. What would you call at this point? Would you have called that a sack, A, or a incomplete pass? And then also C, would you call that roughing the passer on the hit to Jet Petty by the neck?
You have, okay, so T.W. Crozier will flick it off to the left side, stays on his feet, now goes out of bounds.
Now
Matthew Berengi. That's
the situation now is here. The clock's against your enemy, and you're down 2 scores. You're going to have to get a quick score, try an onside kick, and try to get the ball back. And you only have 1 timeout.
To continue my thought there, Edward, if it's me on that field, by any sense of the meaning, his arm's coming forward as the ball comes out. You have an incomplete pass. That's 1. Number 2, you have the hit to a defenseless player as the quarterback. Yes, he has some protection. Yes, he has protection, and he's attempting to make a pass. He's not running the ball. He's not tucking and running. So he has protection. And on that hit, you have the hit to the shoulder and above, and then the follow-through where he lands on top of Jet as another sack for Golden West. That will seal the deal for Golden West. That sack, Jet gets dropped
But let's go
for
back.
a loss of 6.
But let's go back real quick. In the NFL, they try to protect their quarterbacks from vicious hits. And also, we did see a lot of those here tonight, especially the one on Robert Sarmiento earlier on.
Absolutely.
Should have that
When he
should
got
that,
clotheslined.
But should that have been called a penalty as well?
I believe so. You have Robert Sarmiento get essentially clotheslined on the sideline right in front of the official, and he does not throw a flag on it. And I'm just still trying to wrap my head around this whole situation here.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of discussions about this tomorrow as far as the calls, and also that sack fumble call that's very, very questionable. Don't want to say controversial, but very, very questionable.
37 seconds left on the clock. Jeff Petty's pass falls incomplete. Clock will wind down. 4th down and 11 from the 31-yard line. And this game is over, Edward.
So this loss is going to snap the Vikings win streak.
Vikings came into this game on a 5-game win streak. That will end here this evening against the Rustlers. Rustlers will move to a triple flick.
Oh, there's a penalty marker coming in late.
Oh, boy. Caleb Foster was the final man. The unsportsmanlike conduct is going to be the call on Golden West. So regardless of how this plays out, the Vikings could get in the end zone with one more. They could get in the end zone and make it a one-score game, but then you would have to try an immediate onside kick.
And you have to do a Hail Mary.
And you have one timeout to play with. Does it happen?
Penalty marker at the end of the play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 27. That's number 27's first of the game.
And that means if he gets another unsportsmanlike conduct, he will be ejected from the game.
To the 41-yard line go the Vikings. With this victory tonight, Golden West will move, and now Long Beach will take
Timeout, Long Beach. That's their third and final timeout of the half.
Vikings will spend that third and final timeout. And Edward, you look to the next 2 weeks to end the season. The Vikings go on the road next week to play Mount Sac, and then they come home week 10, final home game of the regular season against Citrus.
So we have a replay of the last play. And yes, I think this may be a good field to go on the road after a disappointing loss here tonight.
Tyson Bordeaux to P.J. Holmes.
There was a Rustler player on the
to Caleb
sideline.
Foster.
The Rustler player on the sideline giving a first down gesture and may have drawn the penalty.
Number 27 for the Rustlers gets called for that unsportsmanlike conduct.
Meanwhile, there's no timeouts left for the Vikings, so they're gonna have to hustle up and spike the ball if they make a completion.
You look to the rest of this season. We're at home against Citrus in week 10. Golden West will move to 7-1 on the season. Jet Petty.
It's going for the end zone.
Final end zone attempt.
No, he caught it. Oh, it's
Picked
caught.
off in the end zone. Not picked off, I'm sorry.
Touchdown Vikings.
Touchdown Vikings in the end zone.
So now they complete.
Tyson Bordeaux with 20 seconds left on the clock Jet Petty just airs one out for 41 yards.
Still not over. They completed what they had to do first. They had to get a quick score. Now they have to make this extra point and then attempt an onside kick. And then go from there.
But they have no timeouts. That's the problem. You'll have, barring the kick, you'll have 20 seconds to work with. Now, the Vikings are obviously going to go for an onside kick to try and get the ball back. That's obvious.
If they can get the onside kick, you're looking at maybe one play or maybe 2 plays max.
You have maybe 2 attempts to get a Hail Mary in the end zone.
Well, we did see a Hail Mary in the NFL last week between the Commanders and the Bears. So it is possible if they get this onside kick. It could happen.
Anything's possible. We will see.
Touchdown.
We have a replay of the touchdown, and again, Petty going deep, knowing the clock is a factor, wings it, and then good job by the receiving team to just catch it. Looked like it was going to be intercepted, but
Tyson Bordeaux goes up and then jumps his way into the end zone.
he fights to get into the end zone, knowing that he needs that touchdown. Because a stop at the 1, they would have lost at least 15 seconds just to get the ball set.
So, Edward, as we look to the rest of this season, the Rustlers will take over sole possession of first place at 7-1. They will go on to play Cerritos next week and then Mount Sac to end the season.
Well, we know that Mount Sac is a very tough football team, and both of these programs are going to have to play Mount Sac. So, again, it's not over. Even though if the Vikings were to lose, Mount Sac could still be a factor in who wins between the Vikings or the Rustlers.
Vikings will move to 5-3. They are going to go for the onside kick. Successful, they have a chance.
Here it is.
And it will not be. It will be recovered by Golden West.
But again, Sean.
And Golden West will take a knee, and that will be your ball game, folks.
But Sean, really quick, I just want to talk about really quick the Vikings. There was a lot of opportunities for them to score. We mentioned they had about 4 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and a fumble. They could not take advantage of the field position.
That's right.
Also, you talk about the block punt. That was a touchdown that was negated because of the 12 men on the field penalty. So that's a +7
you have
taken off the board.
You have a blocked punt returned to the end zone for a touchdown that's negated by 12 men on the field. You have balls being spotted 1 yard behind where they actually ended up. You have penalties that go against the Vikings. You have a blown call by the officials that completely changed the course of this game. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be your ball game this evening, your final score here from the Vet. Golden West College will take the victory and go to 7-1 with a final of 31-24. Vikings will go to 5-3. Your Vikings go on the road next week to take on Mount Sac, and we will be back here in 2 weeks' time from this evening as your Vikings will play their final home game of the year against Citrus College. On behalf of Edward Riantasso, the entire broadcast team, I'm Sean Quinn saying good night and see you in 2 weeks.
We'll see you next time.